So, President Trump says the US needs Greenland right now. And no doubt, this is the map President Trump would like to see come about. Greenland has a population of 56,000, but it's the 12th largest territory in the world by land mass, although the world's largest reserves of rare earth minerals outside of China, vital for the tech, EV and defense industries where the US wants global dominance.
Allora mi si deve formalizzare l'alternativa, mi si deve dire quindi che cosa si intende fare, cioè dobbiamo prendere distanze nel senso che dobbiamo uscire dalla NATO, dobbiamo chiudere le basi americane, dobbiamo rompere i rapporti commerciali, dobbiamo assaltare i McDonald's, non lo so. Che dobbiamo fare? Che dobbiamo fare? Altrimenti, chiaramente.
Lo que está pasando es terrible con los incendios en toda esta región, digamos. Y ayudamos en lo que se puede.
Estamos sorprendidos de que nos prendan fuego a la Patagonia. Sabemos que es a propósito, lo tenemos recontra en claro que hay poderes que están del lado.
Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. I'm one of your hosts, Michelle. It's Sunday, which means we're going to go all around the world in this week's top world news programs, stories, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to wait. I want to wait for Leah before I tell you something that I found was super interesting. Is it happens chance or happenstance? Does anybody know which one it is? Anyway, just so happens that I found out something that was just kind of interesting, having to do with Greenland and Trump. So we've got Venezuela in the back pocket, new little tiny state, or, you know, Trump is kind of collecting countries. Like, you know, what was it when you were growing up that was the collector item? When I was a kid, it was the trolls. Like, I'm that old, I'm troll old, even though we weren't allowed to have them because their trolls are demonic and satanic, whatever. But it was the trolls. So when I was a kid, it was the trolls. Then as I got a little bit older, it was Beanie Babies, whatever fad, whatever thing it was that you had. Trump wants to do that with countries. Okay, he wants to start collecting. I want to collect all the countries. I'm going to own all the countries. America's going to have all the countries. It's going to be the world globe of America. That's Trump. So we've got Venezuela, collector item. And you know what else we could equate this to? Speaking of today's show, did you see on my thumbnail? I did put a French fry. I put a McDonald's French fry. Couldn't help putting a McDonald's French fry. And I know all of you guys are telling me, Michelle, you're not allowed to have anything to do with McDonald's whatsoever. Here's the thing. Blame it on Maloney. Blame it on the baloney Maloney who called out the McDonald's. She's like, what am I going to do? We're going to put sanctions on McDonald's? What are we supposed to do with Trump? I don't know what to do. That's what she says. Because the world leaders are all like, I don't know what to do with this guy either. Her big grand idea was to put sanctions on McDonald's, but that was kind of a joke, obviously. She's like, what would I do? There's nothing I can do for this guy who's collector iteming all these little tiny countries. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? But speaking of McDonald's and collecting, you know what I miss? You know what I miss? And I don't miss it because I wouldn't be able to participate now because I can't eat McDonald's, mostly because of you guys and all the shade you throw at Michelle every time I say I had a little weak moment, okay? Like, you just throw like shade. I can't even see. There's so much shade. You people like, I can't believe Michelle had a little moment of weakness and went to McDonald's, okay? It's like once a year thing, maybe twice, maybe 3, maybe 4 times a year, okay? Listen, I know, all right? You can't help it. I'm recovering, okay? But the point is, do you remember collecting the monopolies? You did it. You all did it. Don't come in here mightier, holier than everybody. You all collected them. You went. That is what Trump is doing. Okay. He's doing the boardwalk and Park Place of all the things. And most of the time, all of the little countries that he's trying to collect just so happen to be a boardwalk and park place of a country that he wants for rare earth minerals and that crude, that beautiful dark crude oil. We want it bad. That's Trump. So he is collecting. He's not going in and collecting countries that don't have it. What's the one that no one wants besides the utilities? Actually, utilities are pretty great because they bring you in income every single month. What's the lowest one? I can't remember. Trump doesn't go for those countries. If they don't have anything to offer, they're just a stupid country. I don't want to collect them. Give me all the boardwalk. Give me all the park place. That's Trump with countries. We're collecting countries now, just in case you were not sure. So I'm just laying that out there. So we're going to talk about it in a more serious manner besides McDonald's, except for Maloney, because she did what she did. She brought it up. She's the one that brought McDonald's to the table. Michelle didn't do it. Okay. Now, in a more serious note, these wildfires in Argentina. And these people are not playing games anymore. They know, who was it that we were talking to the other day? Not that it matters to you, because it was someone in our own life. And maybe it was even at a doctor's office or something. I can't remember, talking about the climate and, I think it was at Dr. Jack's, or my chiropractor, and kind of bringing up these different things that keep happening. I think we were just talking about our weather and how weird it is, because we just had 60 degrees 2 days ago in January. When these floods and these fires and these whatevers, tsunamis happen in these countries, I think at this point, these countries are like, you know what? I don't even believe any of you people. You did this on purpose. You did this to us. We are now the fallout of your manipulating and playing God with the weather. And so we have a clip of a guy who's like, listen, I know. You know what? Like Leah said the other day, don't pee on my shoe and tell me it's raining, because I know it's not rain. It's yellow. Okay? Okay, pumpkin? I don't know. It's a day for me today. Y'all are here for it. Leah looks very nice and pretty. When she comes on camera, you'll see it. She looks so nice. Wow. Very impressed. Your highlights look good. I might do the whole show in a New York accent. I can't help myself today. I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling it a little. Okay? I'm a little riled up here. So if you guys missed our show on Friday, the woman, what's her name? I feel so bad that I don't know her name. I genuinely do. That was run over, that was shot by the ICE officer that she ran over. Her name? Well, whatever. I'm gonna bring her up. I just feel like it's important to know her name.
Her lesbian partner's got $1.5 million now.
So the fundraising. They keep showing, and I don't have this up here. They keep showing her picture of her when she's younger. She looks really beautiful. She's a very beautiful lady.
Necessarily look the same.
I think she's got a shaved head. I think I saw. If it wasn't AI, which it didn't look like, it looked like a real picture. I think her head is shaved. Yeah. So she went full bore. And this I can confirm.
I don't think that the black people were going to go to the streets for a lesbian.
So 3 children this woman has. How many do you think she has custody of? Uno más.
She's a bad parent.
She has 1 child she has custody of. That I can confirm. Candace Keller posted that.
With a lesbian. She's a lesbian butch couple here.
And
she's got an attitude, and she's not a good parent. Obviously, if you don't have custody to your kids, you can go parent.
Well, sometimes that doesn't happen for, court. I know I've met good people that are like, I didn't get custody from the court stuff.
No, that doesn't sound like the husband got custody. It sounds like the state took it away from this lesbian
2 children woman. She does not have custody of.
Wow.
So she's a mother of 3, and so they post that picture of her.
She's obviously
with the beautiful long hair, and she's on the beach.
Why are they doing this? It's such gaslighting.
And then they're raising money for her lesbian.
Is so George Floydy.
Yeah, it is.
George Floyd was literally trying to scam somebody with counterfeit money. And then he was swallowing those pills in the car, and he wasn't resisting arrest. He was in a physical altercation with an officer.
Yeah. So speaking of history and the past, this is what I was waiting for you. I wanted to tell you this.
I'm so excited. Here's the thing. I could hear your intro, and when I come down a little bit late and I don't see the intro, Other people aren't either. So I want to see.
No, I'm not playing it again.
I do want it. I do want to see it. I think that it's fun to see. I think we
It
should
wasn't
have.
that great. But what
love
was
seeing them.
great, and it's on there right now, is this world right here. Can you see it? I know you guys can because it's big enough. Leah can't see. It says Trumpland. Trumpland, Trumpland.
I want to see your intro, please.
So
Just play. It was real. It's not long.
oh, is it gonna play for me? Let's see if it plays. Are we frozen? Hang on. Let's see if it'll play.
Of course, I'm going to ask you to do something that causes craziness.
No, but I don't know why it's not playing though. It should totally play if I add it as a file. Hang on.
Maybe you just move it in another position and it'll like itself better.
But it might actually. I don't know.
Well, the artwork there was amazing. By the way.
Thank you. I appreciate you wanting to at least acknowledge.
No, I enjoy them each time I come. It's like a little game for me.
It should just automatically play. It's so weird.
We
no
can't
idea.
Be here.
Okay,
so I got Trumpland.
Here, you want me to make it
I
big?
got Maloney with the French fries.
Yeah. So there's the Trumplands.
Yeah.
Right there. So there's Maloney and the French fries, because it was hilarious the way that she said that about, what do you want me to do? You want to put sanctions on the McDonald's? You know, I just thought that was so great. So anyway, now, Kimberly says, Leah, your hair looks beautiful. That's what I said. I said, oh, it looks, turn your head sideways. Turn your head sideways. Ooh, fancy. Turn it the other way. Oh, nice. Isn't that so nice?
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, what?
Look what we forgot down here from last week.
No. I would like to talk to you about something, Leah. Where is the mint chocolate globe?
There wasn't much left,
Leah?
was there, Michelle? It was awful. Like there
I
was a
was keeping
small
it here
world
as a snack,
after all.
and there's only crumbs.
Wait a minute. I feel like they're
from
being gaslit. I
sitting
feel like
here.
I'm being gaslit because I was like, oh,
I was
remember
keeping
that
the chocolate from Barry, the little chocolate mint thing. I sat here the other day. I ate like 6 of those wedges.
there was only like 3 left. I don't know how many wedges there were.
I came down here and it was gone.
Yeah, it was gone.
It was gone.
I'm Trump now. It's
I'll
my
watch it.
world now.
No, you're not even ready. Watch this. So I did this for Leah and I did this for you guys. Oh, it's not going to play. What is with everything not playing right now? So I'm going to fix that so that I have the little clip. I am Captain now. Okay. So anyway, Barry sent us a package last week. What? Well, maybe it wasn't last year. That would be funny if it really was. But no, I think it was last week we got it and we opened it with all the chocolates.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell the rest of the class what happened to the box of chocolates?
We ate it. We ate it together.
We
it was tag
did.
team. It was totally tag team.
75-25. 75-25 on that big box. 75-25 on a chocolate. Now, I will tell you, I ate 75% of that mint. I did. I sat and I stuffed my face. I was hungry the other day and I sat here and I ate it. Okay, I did. Back to the
Well, he
McDonald's
sent
stuff.
2 boxes.
Yeah, but I thought you gave one Uncle Jack.
We haven't actually given
You didn't? Because I
presents
would have opened it up last night. And I also forgot about these. So now these are here and they're going to sit here. And you know what? We're going to be good about it. Sit right there. Now, at some point halfway through the show, Shauna and Connie aren't here. We're going to open their package. Okay. They sent a package. She keeps saying you don't have to open it on air. And I think she really wants us to open it. So we will do that at some point. Okay. So yes, Barry, am I causing chalky arguments now? Yes. Yes, you are fighting over the chocolates because she knows that I love those dark ones. We fight over the dark chocolates. Anybody says dark chocolates, it's over. We'll match that.
It's a tag. It's yeah.
Okay, so
we're
anyway,
gonna get tag team.
Leah has
wrestling
been
on
lifting weights. She deserves more chocolate, says Kimberly. That's rude. That's rude.
Michelle's been working on the calendar, I should say.
I've been lifting the mouse like weights. Gosh, unbelievable. Tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. We're back at the park, weather permitting. Okay, so no, I want to tell you something.
To bring
Super fascinating. So if it's no secret that Michelle often does what I like to do is like a copy paste on the shows when I make the graphics. Okay, so I'll go and I will just, put in my search to all the different things that I've made. Sometimes I'll start from scratch, but a lot of times I'll, whatever. But I rarely, in a very long time, I haven't searched specific for a country and been like, okay, let's see what thumbnail I made for this country and just see what comes up, right?
Okay.
So today I sat down and I was getting ready to make our graphics and I I put Greenland in there.
Yeah.
So I've done this before, something similar with the world and the Trump land and everything like that. Okay. Guess when it was?
No, when was it?
January 12th, 2025.
So, wow.
1 year ago, almost to the
Wow.
exact day.
Wow.
We're doing Trump Greenland, and talking about Trump, I'm going to take over Greenland. So, you know what? I know that all of you guys with your QAnon stuff and all the like, trust the plan. And like, when you see all these things and the dots start to connect and, you know, what was it? Who was it that put in the sand? Was that James Comey? You know what I mean? About, you know, assassinating Trump or something like that. You know what I mean? Do you remember when he did that? And everybody's like, looking at all this. I'm here to tell you something. I don't know. The timing on this is kind of suspicious. I'm not just talking about our show specifically, but the conversation, like, it's been a year. What happened to the Greenland thing? We need to bring it back. We never did anything. We threatened, but now I want to make it happen. You know, I think that's how. I think that's where
probably.
Literally,
You
I
know
couldn't
what
believe
it
it when I
is?
pulled it up, and it literally said January 12th, 2025.
I know exactly what it is.
What?
It's the time of year when you're feeling rather cold, and it makes you think of winter. And then when you're thinking of winter, you're like, well, what can I do in the winter? And you're like,
You think of cold. That's it. That's got to be it. It's like, it's cold. What's one of the coldest countries in the world? It's actually Greenland. It's not Iceland. You know, it's super cold up there. Like it's up there, man. I mean, it is up. They are the land of Santa. We've covered that before. Like, aren't they Santa land? Is there anybody higher than them that does the Santa? That one country that we
Lapland,
Lapland,
right?
Is that above Greenland or is it on Greenland? Is it a country or is it?
No, it's like at the top of Finland, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't think it gets more North Pole-ish than those Greenlanders. They're crazy. So Heather says one of Trump's new resolutions: take over Greenland. That's what it is. It's a New Year's resolution. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to lose any weight. I'm not going to stop eating McDonald's. I won't do that. Trump's not going to do that. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm stuck on this, but Trump is the worst influence. People throw shade because Michelle says she has McDonald's once or twice a year, maybe 4 times max. Okay. Y'all throw shade. And Trump convinces Bobby Kennedy to sit on Air Force One and drink a pop and eat a fry and a hamburger and then be there for the photo op of it. That is like, you got pictures of him with a prostitute on Air Force One. That's what that is. That's what that's like. Everybody come to Michelle. Bobby Kennedy eating McDonald's with Trump because Trump is a bad influence. I'm not trying to convince you guys to do it. I will sit here and say, no, you shouldn't. You should not. Don't do it. Okay? I will tell you that myself. Okay. I tell it to myself. That's how I ended up at Wendy's the other day, because I said to myself, no, ma'am, you won't, at very least, you won't do that today. See, you got to have talks to yourself.
That's a Meatloaf song. I could do anything
You
for
brought that up
fast
last
food,
week.
but I won't do that. No, I don't think I have.
I feel like you did.
I feel like I have
Was
not.
it Meatloaf? It's not a Meatloaf song, though. Is it?
Yeah.
Did he really sing that? That's his? Okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We're going to get serious here. I don't care if you eat McDonald's. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. There are those of you out there that do. It's like, forget that she's been saving herself for marriage until she's 42. Forget any of that stuff. Don't, morally, if Michelle ate McDonald's, I can't. We're not watching the show anymore. That's it. I've fallen from all the graces. It's not something that is a regular basis. Leah can attest to. But there are times when it is necessary for healing for the fractured soul type moments.
Actually, that's where I would put it. Yeah, it's better than cocaine. Better for you.
And you know what? We got people on our show that would argue that. They'd be like, Michelle, snort up something else. Just don't do that. I know you. And I'm going to get messages about this afterwards. All right, let's get to the news. Okay. Leah.
Okay, so I want to go to Argentina first. This is an interesting story to me because Argentina has wildfires relatively often. I've never been there because I'm not of that wealth class. So there's a certain wealth class that goes to a place that, as a brand of clothing that you, if you're watching my show, probably don't own and probably don't afford, but you've heard of
Anybody
it.
here been to Argentina?
Well, the rest of you are like, no, who goes to Argentina? Have you been to Patagonia? Oh, I know people who go. Well, you probably don't even know people who go there. You probably have heard of people go there. There's a whole brand of outdoor things that are 4 times as much as the most expensive outdoor thing
10.
that you've ever bought.
Right.
And it's more of a, in my opinion,
Status.
a status. Like the North Face it might as well be something that you got at Walmart.
Well, yeah, I mean, compared to, and you can get that at Kohl's now. It's
Really
come down. Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking. You're just a pretender. It's Patagonia, okay? It's we over here. We Patagonias, all right? We climb mountains, and honestly, I have. You're gonna see some pictures, and it's a beautiful place. I think it's probably.
Are we in Argentina? Or are we in Patagonia right now? I'm so confused because you brought it up as a comparison.
Patagonia
Is it? I didn't know that. Well, I'm glad we know. No. I did not know that.
You wouldn't. It's fine. It's fine. So Patagonia is in Argentina.
Raise your hand in the chat if you also didn't know that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So these are the Patagonian fires.
Oh, no, I did see that I did see that. I thought it was a different, I don't know why I was thinking it would be like a different one. I don't know. Keep going.
What I like about our show, is that we are all learning things. And here's the thing. Learning is half the battle, right? You know what I like about Joe Rogan? She's like, I don't know, look it up. We got to be that. We got to be cool like Joe Rogan. I don't know, look it up.
I am that level cool because I just don't care. You don't know what you don't know. I don't need, and that's why you guys love our show, because I'm not going to come to you and pretend something that I don't know. No, what's the point? Now, there are a couple of times where if I misspeak and I did know it, but then I temporarily lost the knowing of it and got kind of confused. I think something like that happened about Canada a while ago. Then I felt stupid because no, I knew that. Didn't know that Patagonia was in Argentina. I don't know. I didn't know.
I need to give you hold on. I just need one more that has I sent it to you. That actually has it has a...
Shauna says you learn something new every day, and you learn something new every time you watch this show.
Yes.
Let's see. Wicked Psych says, you're having a personal conversation over here. Barry says, I beg to disagree. Try Wales on Welsh Mountain Top in the winter. It's bloody freezing. Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying that when you look at Greenland, it's up there. It's cold. Okay, I don't know how high up there it is on your Welsh mountain. Okay, he says hasn't been over 3 degrees Celsius all week here. That's not that cold.
What is that in Fahrenheit?
Well, 0 degrees Celsius is freezing.
37.
That's not that cold. I mean, don't be wimpy on me. I mean, I'm from Ohio.
That's kind of warm,
I know
Barry.
37 is not that cold.
But it has been snowy, so maybe it's been pretty snowy.
Wicked Psych says, Barry, my son wants to move somewhere that is cold all of the time. That's really ridiculous. He shovels snow in a t-shirt. He struggles with any heat. He thrives on freezing cold. Oh, that's so his engine is really
yes, that happened with us with our cousins last week where they were all wanting to be outside in t-shirts and it was definitely cold.
Thank you, Sharon. I love you. She says, I have heard of Patagonia, but I had no idea where it was. You have made me feel great. And Sharon and I will just sit in the corner of honest people because the rest of you didn't know it was there either. And you're too embarrassed to say it. Okay? That's what? You're like, well, I kind of had an idea that it was somewhere, maybe. I don't know.
Somewhere, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Michelle, some of these, I got a couple of these YouTubes. There's not a lot. I'm going to have to give my own commentary. So let's do just go through some of the YouTubes and we get some visuals of what's happening. And then I'll tell you what the interesting part of the story is as Michelle brings up these videos. Supposedly, there is a change to the Constitution in Argentina.
Okay.
That Milei put in. With anyone that has large swaths of forests, you will inevitably have forest fires. Okay. After I don't know if it's 20 or 30 years what they made it, but Patagonia and these forests are protected wildlands, okay? But they changed the law so that, and just you can just start playing
I'm
any
just
of them.
trying to find one of them.
That's Venezuela. You play one of the rights. Should be a.
Here we go.
Okay.
Can we just play it?
Yeah, just play it. I'm going to talk. So they changed the law so that foreigners
Lo que
could buy land.
está pasando es terrible con los
Go ahead,
incendios en
What's happening is terrible with the fires all over this
toda
region.
toda esta región, digamos. Y ayudamos en lo que
And
se
we
puede.
help as much as we can. It's sad to
Y
see
da
everything
tristeza ver
burning.
cómo se quema todo. Y a veces uno hace lo que puede
And
y no
sometimes
alcanza.
you do what you can and it's
Así
not
que
enough.
eh,
So it's terrible what's
es
happening
terrible lo
here.
que está
It's
pasando.
terrible.
Es terrible.
So obviously for our podcast listeners, it's just shots of like an overview of the fire from helicopter, and it's just devastating. Again, I don't buy
It's
any of
over
this stuff.
5,000 acres that have burned.
It's unreal.
Head acres? I think it's head acres, actually.
Hectares.
But we'll
You
get
know where
over-
Patagonia is? I know how to say hectares. How about that? That's fair. Liz says that I never knew
35
where it
kilometers
was. Thank
per
you,
caller
Liz.
Hacrola. Viento. Un viento si no creo super 35 kilometers per caller Hacrola.
I don't know what he was saying there.
There's no
Despejar.
subtitles. But I mean, you just see again the footage. It's just like I can't even breathe watching it. You know, it's just so much smoke. Because here's the deal: even if you're not, and this is with any wildfire, even if you're not affected by the fire itself, you have to leave because of the smoke. You can't stay.
Right.
I don't have all of them up because I brought them up. That's fine.
So what makes this interesting is that this particular forest is protected from anyone owning property here.
Okay.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Está pasando es
Okay.
terrible, no alcanza.
Well, the government of there we
Oh
go.
my gosh.
The government of Argentina just made it so that you can buy land from forest fire damaged.
No. Wait a minute. Where did you read that? On Twitter?
So this
wait
is
a minute.
not something that I'm just reading. So a lot of people are blaming Israeli and Jews. They think that there's going to be a land grab. This is not going to be one of those blame the Jews for everything, but there seems to be some fingerprints here that are not just speculation. So December 9th, Melee announces foreigners can buy Argentina land and develop it after the fires.
After fires.
1 month later, Patagonia is burning. Prosecutor confirms the fires are intentional. There were accelerants, military grenades, and gasoline found at the site. So,
En cuanto a
you can read
tierras
that. Regarding
rurales,
rural
se
lands, the
libera la
purchase by
compra
foreign
por
private
parte de
individuals is
privados
now
extranjeros.
allowed.
También se elimina la
The prohibition, go ahead.
On changing the productive is also removed for 30 to 60 years after a fire.
Mm-hmm. So for 30 or 60 years after the fire, you can develop the land.
So, okay. I have something to say about that because you're just adding a piece of information.
I know.
If this is the case, which clearly it looks like it is, it would appear that the only reason to change that law would be because, or to make that a law would be because there was no other way around being able to get these, people to be able to buy this land. So you make it so that if there's a forest fire, you can buy it, and then you set a forest fire so that this is like a mystery movie. You find out who buys the land. after all of this. And then you will see who set the fires, who buys the land, and you see who sets the fires. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah.
Let me check out some comments because I think you guys are probably just as shocked as I am about that.
No,
Wicked
I
Psych
can't-
says,
go ahead.
I don't know if it was a natural fire or not, but the people who used to illegally cut down the forest switched to lighting them on fire, less likely to get caught. Very well said. Barry says, at least with the fires in Argentina, they aren't thinking about invading the Falklands again. All the time they are fighting fires. At least last time the Arges tried the land grab, the Brits had won them, had a war with them and won.
So I can't find that this happened just like in December, but it obviously did happen. So what I'm seeing here, just to be so we're factual, as of January 2026, the status of foreigners buying fire-affected land in Argentina is defined by a significant push for deregulation under Javier Milei. Though these efforts face active legal challenges, in 2024 through 2025, the Milei administration moved to repeal previous laws that banned the sale of land affected by fire for a period of 30 to 60 years. These original laws were designed to prevent forest arson, where land is intentionally torched to clear for agribusiness or real estate development.
So it's literally the complete opposite. You should have just repealed the law. Because that's what you did, essentially.
So that's one law. So we have two. This is kind of two laws combined, right? So that's one law that could be opened up for any Argentinian to use this land, right?
Sure.
So if you, Michelle, wanted to get a hold of some land, there's a lot of trees there. It's foresty. It's protected. I mean, I could see why you would, you know, even if.
So what is your?
There's another law. That is Law 27737, the Rural Land Law, which historically limited foreign ownership to 15% of rural land capped individually at 1,000 hectares. And then they're also targeting those. They would like to eliminate and that's a lot of land. Why in the world would somebody from a foreign country need more than 1,000 hectares? I don't know. These deregulatory measures have not been fully settled. And we do know that Milei has a very special interest with Israel. Okay.
So that was going to be my next question. So what is your connection? You brought up that clip we just watched, which was super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What is the connection with Israel at that point?
So I think I need the one that is.
I mean, military grade explosives is a very that's not something to laugh at. So who is going to have military grade explosives?
Well, there's this video.
Grenades, whatever.
I wanted to get one that was. Let's just play it, and then I'll try to find the translation. There's a translation.
The one you already have up?
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you what this guy is saying, and you'll see him crying. It's a minute, and I'll try to find the translation. This guy is an Israeli. Supposedly, he was starting a fire, and this guy came and confronted him. You can press play.
Una hora te vas de ahí. Sí, sí, dale. Por favor, allá la
Please.
Del otro lado, del otro lado.
Is this it?
En el bosque no se puede hacer fuego. Prohibido, prohibido.
Okay, so
everyone is sharing. You're not hearing him? You should hear him. He cries. Turn him up. Okay, so
as loud as it goes. Why? So, but we don't know what why.
Yes, he's crying because he said, I saw you starting a fire. Why are you starting a fire? What are you doing here? Go away. You can't start fires here.
Yeah, that's not very loud at all.
Okay. So wait, he's
Me
like,
acabo de dar toda la vuelta porque vi una nube de humo y salí de ahí. Están estos hijos de puta. Estos hijos de puta están prendiendo fuego en la concha de su madre. ¡Te vas, hijo de puta! Si no lo cuidamos
Okay,
nosotros,
so-
¿quién va a cuidar?
I had one that wasn't attached to this guy's video, but if you go to my YouTube history, he's got the one that has the translation. So I watched it first just like you guys did, and I was like, oh, what is he really saying? I want to know what he's really saying. And he started in at 43 seconds.
Are under fire.
And then you can
And
read
I have
that.
the video translated. I'm going to show you of an Israeli tourist who was supposedly starting a fire in Argentina until somebody caught him and started cursing at him, telling him to get out. So here's the video. Go ahead and take a look at this.
Una hora te vas de ahí.
1 hour.
Una hora
Some
here.
te vas de
captions on
ahí.
for you
1
guys.
hour.
Sí, sí.
Yes,
dale.
yes, Dale.
And
Please, there.
he's basically saying,
They're the
here,
tent.
let's see.
Over there on the
You
other
notice him
side.
Start a fire.
On the other side of the forest does not
No
know forbidden fire.
fires here. Might be you're not
Forbidden
allowed
fire,
to
no
start
fire may be
fires
made here.
And he's like cussing him out, basically telling him to walk off. Now this video got millions and millions of views. The audio might not be as loud. You don't actually see a fire. You see him confronting him, saying, "Hey, what are you up to? Get out of here! You have an hour to get out of here." This guy's starting fires. See him swearing at him
These
now.
are blank blanks
The
who
person
set
who's holding
fires.
the camera was
You were the
very, very
blanks who set
upset,
us on
'cause
fire.
if you actually listen to him speaking in Spanish, you'll hear that he could tell he's actually starting to cry in the video. He's like, and he's just cussing them out. These people
How
are
can you be
starting
making
fires.
fire,
These
brother?
people are starting fires. Supposedly, the person who took this video was then going around saying that, you know, he caught these individuals. They're
Me acabo de dar
Israelis.
toda la
I have
vuelta
to go all the
porque
way around
vi
because
una
I
nube de
saw a
humo
cloud of
y
smoke.
y salí de
got out
ahí.
of
Están
there.
estos hijos de puta. Estos
There are
hijos
these
de
blanks,
puta
these
están
blank
prendiendo
blanks,
fuego en la
and they're
concha
setting
de su
fire.
madre. Te vas, hijo de puta.
He's cursing and cursing,
So,
cursing
yeah,
at him.
No, I mean, so
Si no lo cuidamos nosotros,
We
¿quién va a
don't
cuidar
take
esto,
care of it.
hermano?
We'll take
Tiene
care
que
of
haber
this.
alguien acá.
and I mean, honestly, it's like 100% justified. It's, you know, I don't think anybody should be treating nature badly, and I would be just as angry. So apparently, this man is going. It's being public now that this tourists were Israelis. Now, the video itself, there's nothing to say that the individual recording it is lying.
Let's play
The video's factual. It's been recorded. That's been circulating on social media. It's gotten millions of views now. People are beginning to speculate, well, are Israelis causing the fires because they started hinting at, started bringing up previous articles back in 2011. An Israeli actually did start a fire in Argentina. And it made headlines at the time. His family, actually, the Israeli tourist family, defended the fire suspect, stating that the allegation was planted on him, and it wasn't actually him who started the fire. But the Chilean authorities stated, yes, there was an Israeli tourist that did start a fire. In the article, it states it was an accident, and he just didn't put out a toilet paper fire as well as he should have. Regardless, now though, Argentina's president is going off on social media, discrediting everybody, and of course, not just discrediting everybody, but just straight up calling them anti-Semites. You're an anti-Semite. How could you spread these allegations? What are you doing? Keep in mind, Argentina's president, if you don't know, I think out of every world leader, I've said it before, he has the best incline when it comes to kissing the Western Wall. He's
Okay,
just
you
all
can,
over that thing nonstop.
Stop that right there. As far as what I've been able to discover, there is an active investigation that they've launched into reports that Israeli tourists were involved in igniting the fires. Following the incident, where individuals were reportedly confronted by a local for attempting to start a fire, police are actively trying to hunt down that suspect who fled the scene. So they don't have that person in custody, but they obviously, I'm going to believe the emotion of this man, that intentionally or unintentionally, he was starting a fire where fires were not allowed.
Sure.
And he has now escaped. But they have his face. They have a picture. They have facial recognition. If he's going to try to get back to Israel, he would need to go on an airplane unless the Israeli government did send him there, at which case I'm sure they can just send a boat for you and you're gone. Okay?
Or he's just a patsy and no one even cares.
So local media and social media have circulated videos of tourists being confronted for illegal fire use. while some officials have used the general term foreign tourists to avoid legal liability. Local reports and interviews with witnesses have specifically identified the suspects as being of Israeli origin.
Now, so here's my question back to what you stated or what we read about the accelerants and the military level grenades. That's a little bit different than a guy with a match.
Yes.
So which is it? Is it a guy with a match that started it, or was it the accelerants and the military grade grenades? And again, my mind just goes to like, okay, so which is it? Did Tyler Robinson shoot Charlie Kirk, or was it something bigger? Is this Lee Harvey Oswald kind of guy with his, toilet paper fire and match or whatever, that's some sort of fall guy? Because if they have the accelerant and the military level, grenades, that's so much different than some guy setting fire to the forest with just like something small.
Yeah. So it looks like there is a reward for anybody who has information on the wildfires, a $33,000 reward. Says the prosecutor, the fire in Puerto Patrida was started with lighter fluid or gasoline.
Okay.
Which definitely shows someone meant to start a fire. And there's a reward out for any sort of information that you may have. Now, let's go over here to what the locals are saying. So they believe that, this is what a local person is saying, they believe that other people are burning their paradise. That, I think one to the left maybe? No. Yeah. What hurts the most in the heart and your soul? Go ahead, read it.
Let me turn this down a little bit. Is when you see the dead animals. We are raising funds. I can't even talk about the anguish we feel. We live here. This place is paradise for us. And they burned our paradise, man. They left us. They ruined everything. And that's what's happening here. That they're trying to sell Patagonia to all the Jews. This has been known for a long time. Everybody here knows it. The place is crawling with Israelis. They're trying to buy the land. And the only people stepping up are the ones who lost everything here. They left us alone.
So that woman obviously is not lying. She believes what she's saying. And why is Patagonia crawling with Israelis? Israel is not a very large country. To spread out Israelis across the world, there wouldn't be anyone left in Israel to have a large presence of Israelis. Why is there a large presence of Israelis in? But here's the thing. Just like Trump wants Greenland, it's possible that Israelis are not trying to get Argentina, the whole country, for themselves, just pieces of paradise. Why wouldn't you want pieces of paradise? I would say that if you were in
Israel, paradise now if they're burning it down.
Now, Michelle, maybe we should do a good little, maybe we should bring up a video of Patagonia, like how pretty it is.
So Sharon says Patagonia is a vast area spanning both Argentina and Chile, with eastern border on the Atlantic and western border on the Pacific Ocean. Known for its beauty, it contains different ecosystems, including deserts, the Andes Mountains, glaciers, fjords, I don't know what steppes are, and Patagonia is the southernmost part of South America.
Okay, so
thank you, Sharon.
I would love to go there. I feel I'm kind of a nervous traveler type person.
Yeah, think.
I don't know. I'm kind of a big,
What's up,
busy.
guys?
I actually am the one that plans all the trips.
I know, but you get nervous about leaving and stuff.
That's only
you
recently.
Get nervous about
if
leaving
mom's
the family
going,
behind.
we're all going.
Right. Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm excited. Let's all go. If mom says let's go to Argentina, I'm planning it tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a really good time. Okay. All right.
And I recently returned from exploring the incredible region of Patagonia, and I want to share with you my favorite places and experiences. So here's my Patagonia top 10.
We'll just pop through here.
Located in the bottom halves of both Chile and Argentina, Patagonia is one of the most beautiful regions on Earth. It's home to some of the world's most stunning mountains, massive glaciers, and incredible wildlife. Wow. From the jagged peaks of Fitzroy to glacier-filled fjords, Patagonia will leave you in awe with its endless beauty. Me and my wife spent a few weeks exploring the wonders of Patagonia, and I can't wait to share this video with you. To get to Patagonia, we flew to the town of Punta Arenas in Chile, picked up our rental car, and started our Patagonia adventure. The first place we visited was Torres del Paine. I'd say this is one of the most famous places in Chile and Patagonia. It It was about a 4-hour drive to get there, and when we arrived, I couldn't believe the beauty of this place. We checked into our hotel just outside the park, and we had an incredible view of the Los Cuernos Mountains. They are seriously some of the most incredible mountains I've ever came across. The next day, we drove inside the national park. It was $55 a person for a 3-day pass. My favorite place was the area around Lake Pehoe, and it has this striking blue color. The day we were there, the wind was blowing so hard, it was creating waves along the spend the night. We kept going, and after about 3 hours, we got to the hardest section of the trek. It's an uphill scramble, and it was a challenge, but once you reach the top, you're rewarded with one of the most incredible views of the Torres Mountains. We spent a good hour just enjoying the view, and also...
But what does that look like to you?
Glacier.
Israel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess what you're saying, yeah.
Recovering from the hard hike was an absolute adrenaline rush. We filmed the gray puma for a bit, and then this other brown one came out of nowhere, and they got in a little fight.
Oh, no, watch it.
After it found a nice place to rest under the rock, we came across some more pumas and got some incredible shots of them with the surrounding landscapes. The main prey of the puma is Guanacos, Fitzroy Mountain. It's just I've been, and it's pure nature that's basically untouched aside from the trail. As we were getting closer to Fitzroy, the clouds around the clouds. So make sure when you... The main reason we came here was to visit the nearby Perito Moreno Glacier. It's located about an hour-and-a-half drive from El Calafate, and I have to say it's one of the most impressive, especially during below. One of my favorite, you can fly from Buenos Aires or El Calafate, or also take a bus. A lot of birds.
Wow.
Afterward,
wow. Okay, so that would be a place that you might want to take over.
So I do need to do a little shout out to Sean, who's here, because Sean and Tracy were some of our most avid viewers for a long time. So first of all, you get demerits for leaving us for several years, but you'd also get a big thumbs up for being back here. Most of the chat's taking place on Rumble, but Sean's over on YouTube. So shout out to Sean and Tracy who live in the UK. So it's been a minute since you guys have been here. So, and Sean's a milkman, or at least he was.
We sailed down the...
And so he struggled to stay awake late enough. I put that in air quotes because he had to get up at like nighttime to do the milk.
Yeah.
So he couldn't stay up late to watch our shows.
Okay.
So now he's here.
I love it that you're here, Sean. So glad. All right, Michelle, would you play this one more clip here from the local media?
Adelante. Mariano.
Go ahead. The situation is really dangerous. Please observe your calls at the moment here on the side of the nation. What is that? Some
National Rule 40.
Only means observe the situation. At any time we have to distance ourselves. The fire that is feeding again with the winds at this hour. They need to evacuate. It's now burning right now.
You probably
have
don't
to
need
take the
to
distance.
read it. It's just he's just telling you where.
I'm reading the subtitles. This instance is given. We're likely to have it being something. Police personnel. That's going way too fast. What, do they talk that fast?
It's just he's just talking about the fire. You can just.
Leah. I'm just saying, do they talk that fast? Do they get that many words per second?
They do.
More than we do?
They do, actually. They do.
El fuego que puede aparecer en escena, que está activo, con Diego Trasferri le podemos mostrar lo que está ocurriendo en estos momentos. Se está ardiendo este bosque en la zona del balcón de Puyén, el fuego que avanza hacia la zona urbana. Por momentos se alimenta y las brasas que cruzan de un lado y otro de la ruta nacional 40 que está cortada entre el hoyo y Puyén en estos momentos.
Do you have the YouTube short that you sent me that I used in the clip today?
I don't know, but I do want to throw out some of this kind of conspiracy-esque deal. Milei has won the midterms. This is from October elections in Argentina after introducing a new electoral cheat-proof system. And while wrecking the economy, somebody's saying that he's wrecking it. I don't know. I think he's doing pretty good, but he did need $40 billion from Trump as a bailout. What is interesting, though, is Milei has 4 ex-executives at his front desk here from
JP Morgan,
which I found incredibly interesting, that nobody is as great as we think that they are, including Milei. And
so let me see if I can add this and see if it'll play. I don't know why our videos that Michelle's adding here are not playing, which is just weird. Okay, so I can't get this to play, and I don't know why, but I have it. This is the one that I really wanted you to play because I used it in the intro.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can find it, I think it was a YouTube short. Again, I'm not really sure why these are not playing now. I guess we'll just have to.
Hang on. I know I can get it up.
Well, it's fine. It's just, so he is saying, listen, again, kind of like that same lady, like, we know who's doing this. We don't even like, we're not even playing games anymore. A lot of this stuff is not what you think that it is.
Greenland, hang on.
It's the one in between up there. It's an X. I said it was a Twitter. It's a YouTube. There it is.
Okay.
All right. So let me make this big. Leah, what do you think? While I get this up, what do you think?
I'm trying to give the citizens who are in the midst of the fire the benefit that they're telling the truth.
They're the ones that are telling us we know what's going on. So why wouldn't we not believe them? So let me turn. Okay, it's already turned down. So this is what this guy is saying. We're no longer shocked when they set Patagonia on fire. We know it's intentional. We are absolutely clear about it, that there are powers involved. They have real estate interests. They have mining interests. And it's something that they are...
That lately they do right in our faces. And
they don't even try to hide it. They don't hide it at all because they have everything on their side. Wow.
So, guys, that's why, like, when I hear like a melee or somebody and I'm so excited that there's seemingly good right-wing leadership, and then you see that they probably are surrounded they're surrounded with corporations, and that their idea of a reset from socialism is just to bring back crony capitalism.
It's the only capitalism that they know.
It only swings back and forth, and that's the saddest part, is that Argentina is now like, hey, socialism wasn't working very well. Let's go and do crony capitalism, which is just going to turn your beautiful country into a McDonald's land, which is gross.
Right. Yeah.
And here we have another video on Patagonia. Close that one. Yeah.
I would like to tell you a little bit, because I'm from Buenos Aires. Yes, in Argentina, we all love Patagonia, and we are suffering like shit. I'm here to tell you that you're discussing Plan Andina, and we are seeing it, and guys, it's happening. I don't know if you can look in my, I don't know how to say this, wall.
Your timeline, yep.
Profile, yes. And you can see that from the last 15 years, it's happening that some tourists, I don't know how to say this, entre comillas, they are not tourists. They come to Patagonia, they keep trashing everything, and these wildfires are happening since 2010, 2008, even before that. And it's crazy, and I believe that it's happening right now. The Plan Andina. Why? Because Milei, our president, just erased 2 laws of our constitution.
Milei actually took a law away. So these forested lands in Patagonia are considered protective native forest. When the fire burns, before they were always protected. When the fire burns down now, they become unprotected due to a law that Milei eradicated. The Constitution protected those lands permanently. The provision that was taken out by Milei. Now, when the fires burn the forest down, the land's no longer protected, and it becomes federal, and he can sell it.
Exactly.
So I would like to pose another theory.
Oh,
Leah. Not that Israel set the fires, but that possibly even Argentina set the fires themselves, because she just gave us another piece of information that we did not have, that when the land becomes federal, then Milei can sell it. And we do know that Argentina and the government is barely able to stand right now financially. They do not have any money. That entire country has nothing. They needed $40 billion from Trump to help bail them out because they're trying to start over. They have nothing. So when you have nothing, what do you start to do? You start to look around and you have a yard sale. What do I have to liquidate, to sell, to get funds?
Yeah.
So if the land can become federal and then they can sell it, I would not put it past Argentina and Milei to set fire to their own lands so that they could sell it as a fundraiser.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out there. It
No,
makes sense
I
to
think
me.
that's great. Now we're going to go to Venezuela first. And I want to play for you what some Venezuelans think. Venezuelans react to Trump's call to avoid Venezuelans' airspace amid boat strikes.
I think it's unfair because there are people who need to travel to work and business and to see our family. And we Venezuelans are not to blame for these situations. We are the ones who pay for the consequences for the things that are happening. It affects us a lot because at least many people who were abroad, who were going to spend Christmas with their families here, can no longer do so. And many people who were going to visit their families abroad can not do so either. So we're locked up here in Caracas in Venezuela. Of course it affects us. It doesn't affect anything because if at least the people who are going to come, like my daughter, they come, they stay in Calcutta, the border, and then they come if they are going to, after that,
enter Venezuela. There's a little fear here.
In that particular matter, that something might happen to her during that journey. But I don't feel afraid. I feel at peace. I don't know, really.
So we are usually fed images of Venezuela as this totalitarian type Somaliland, when even under, and please don't go crazy on me, under Maduro, these Venezuelans, life has kind of balanced out for them. Like when Trump first came to office and Rand Paul had a whole book on Venezuela, and we got the Venezuela Bolivars, and their economy is horrible and people are eating the animals in the zoo and all these things. Michelle, people will say, hey, Leah, it's just the rich people who are doing well. That is just like Argentina. That's just like, I mean, looks even better than where Corey lived in Nicaragua. Like that looks like
it's way more westernized than Nicaragua.
It looks westernized. It looks like the people are, the people that are being interviewed are not emaciated, fear for their life. You know, I just feel like a story needs to be told correctly if we're going to tell the story, right? So when we see pictures coming out of Libya, it is a horrible hellscape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even looking at, you know, some places of Iran are actually kind of very modern looking, but you can also tell that there is a lot of oppression. And if we're doing like an oppressive scale, the life for somebody poor in Nigeria is a lot worse than somebody poor in Venezuela.
Sure.
Like as far as South America goes, it's not this wonderful modern place, especially the whole country. Venezuela is a huge country. A lot of these countries are huge.
I think Venezuela is more Central America, but yeah.
Central South America. But when you're looking at these South of America countries, it seemed like the 80s and the 90s were a lot more narco-terrorist, a lot more communist, a lot more rural, if you were. And we just need to be able to tell a story that these Venezuelans are not starving.
Yeah.
That they are living a life that may not be great. That life probably was a lot worse. But the story you don't hear is that life seems to have gotten better. That things have kind of balanced out. That the people have access to the internet. And it's not weird to have somebody, they're not like the pygmies looking at USA Today with a camera like, oh, who's this person? You know what I mean? It's not a country behind an iron wall.
Yeah.
So when I hear the Colombian president talk about our brothers in Venezuela, and he also says, there are things that I don't like that are going on in Venezuela.
Yeah.
He said, there's things I don't like going on in my own country. He goes, my country is run by these
Oligarchs.
big, giant drug kingpins,
Yeah.
but they're not the kind that you would normally think, like the guerrilla warfare that you see in maybe Syria or in the Middle East. These guys, he said, are living in Dubai or Miami with suits and ties and gold, and you wouldn't, like, they're the fancy pants people, right?
Yeah.
So they're high rollers. This is a different kind of dynamic
When
that we're
we
talking
think
about.
of South American or Central American drug kingpins, I just envision like the head of a gang, you know, somebody wearing like gold chains and, you know, walks around with an AR-15 strapped to his back or something. Like that's what so you don't actually envision these kingpins as the Prada wearing, you know, suit, don't get a speck of dirt on my sleeve kind of guy, although that's exactly who we're talking about here.
So the president of Slovakia, or the prime minister Robert Fico, said exactly kind of what I was thinking about Trump and Venezuela. And we're going to listen to what some of the other leaders around the world have to say about Trump basically, taking over Venezuela.
Jedno však
I have to
musím
give credit to the American president
americkému
Donald
prezidentovi
Trump
Donaldovi Trumpovi uznať.
for one thing. He did
Na
not
svoje
falsely
rozhodnutie
justify his decision by the need to
neodôvodňoval
spread
falošne
democracy
potrebu
or protect
šíriť
human rights.
demokraciu či chrániť ľudské práva. Ako by
As
to
the Biden
povedala
administration or any previous
Bidenová
American president would put it.
Alebo ktorýkoľvek predchádzajúci americký prezident.
He spoke openly
Hovoril
about
otvorene
control over Venezuelan
o
oil
kontrole nad
and the entry of
venezuelskou
American
ropou
companies
a vstupe
into the
amerických
Venezuelan oil
spoločností
industry.
do venezuelského ropného priemyslu. Jedno však
That's it.
musím...
I at least appreciate that as well, sir. That's the one thing that Tucker Carlson said, and I was like, oh, other people saw it around the world. If you're going to do something, just tell us what you're going to do. Don't hide it. Don't couch it. Just tell us what you're going to do. Okay? You're going to play this one, then we're going to go to Lukashenko.
16 oil tankers from BRICS nations, including Brazil, Russia, China, India, along with Mexico and other countries, are bypassing the U.S. blockade to load Venezuelan oil, according to Reuters. Could this trigger a new military standoff in the region? The next moves could reshape global power dynamics.
So the BRICS flexes with China, and they have led some joint naval drills after Maduro has been ousted. So the multinational Will for Peace 2026 naval exercises began Saturday off the coast of Cape Town, hosted by South Africa, and is set to run for a week. It is widely being described as a BRICS and BRICS Plus naval drill, and saw a Russian warship arrive off South Africa's primary naval base on Friday. The Russians joined the Chinese and Iranian vessels for the drills, along with other BRICS members, Indonesia, Ethiopia, and Brazil, which participated as observers. This is very strange. Let's get our boats together and play.
Stop it.
That's the way I see it as,
That's
hey, do you want to get
exactly
your
what it
boat
is.
together and play with me? Well, we'll just watch. Have you ever had somebody say, oh, we'll just watch you play? The nation heading up the drill is China, and it's being seen as an attempt of BRICS and the Global South countries to flex their collective military might in the wake of the Trump-ordered ousting of Maduro. The other members of the bloc, India, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, were not there at the drills. Naturally, it is especially Iran, which could be a ripe target for the next Trump regime change, as it's not just gone nuclear. But Tehran wants to showcase its much more powerful nuclear-armed friends, China and Russia. Iran has nothing. It's like, hey, we're going to go play baseball with our friend, and he's got like this really cool like $500 bat, and he's got his whole outfit, and you show up and you've got on Keds. But you know what? My friend has all the cool things. So will you come play with me, cool friend? Okay, China and Russia. South Africa's Defense Force has described the exercises will allow participating navies to exchange best practices and improve joint operational capabilities. I don't know how to put this nicely, but this is a coming together of a different team. This is these are the axis of evil. Okay. And then we're supposed to be the allies. All right. So with Trump wanting to take over Greenland, that's threatening NATO, which is the allies. And Maloney is like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because we need the United States as part of NATO. So what's your plan here, folks? Because we got these guys over here, the bad guys. They're doing military drills. They're expecting, maybe a world war or something. They're just, on their toes. They got their whole team together to do drills that, the other rest of the world isn't part of.
All right. Let's hear
Malone.
in her
You
own
got it
words.
right. I like this.
The strategy is wrong, but if it doesn't work, then the alternative must be formalized. So what do you mean? What? What do you mean? We must distance ourselves in the sense that we must leave NATO? We must close the American bases. We must sever the trade relations. We must storm McDonald's. I don't know. What should we do?
What are we going to storm at McDonald's? We're going to shut down the McDonald's. We're going to do like Russia did and have a new McDonald's. What is your plan here? That is hilarious to me.
Let me read some comments here before we get too far in the weeds here. Michelle, you asked about what the steppes were when you came across the Patagonian steppe. A steppe is a high mountain plateau. Thank you for that. Usually a high mountain plateau was originally wooded land, but was cleared for farming. Wicked Psych says, I don't understand any of these events going on other than it makes me uncomfortable and nervous. Ohio Croatian says, Venezuelan people have scraps given from the government, welfare and socialism. The people also receive money from relatives living across the borders. That's the same with every South and Central American country, though. That doesn't make
like
Venezuela
with Mexico's not a great place anyways right now.
Out.
Mexico is a place where most people aren't even I was talking to a Spanish teacher, and she said the way Mexico is right now, she wouldn't even take her Spanish kids there. That it's a horrible narco-run state.
Yeah.
And I am more inclined to go there and liberate the Mexican people from those narcotics, which are bringing in funneling in terrorism, funneling in drugs. I mean, that's the border that everything is coming. Guys, our one thing at a time. But you know what? Donald Trump knows that would be a kinetic war. That would be real, and it should be real. And I believe that Mexico has declared war on the United States, and I believe that the Mexican president works with those cartel members. Those cartel members we know for a fact, they're getting paid what, $15,000 each person that they bring over that you can't get through. Everything. Here's the thing. Nothing gets through to America unless it goes through Mexico. So if we want to stop the drugs, we stop it there. So you don't even have Colombian drug lords anymore because they can't get their drugs through Mexico. Mexico is where you would not go over towards Venezuela. If that's your thing. You notice that Trump didn't have drug professionals at his table. He would, and Lucas, or not Lucas Shingle, but the FICO guy, he's like, it's not about drugs. It's not about freeing the people.
It's not, and that's the thing that gets me.
It's about
all the comments
oil.
from everybody.
It's about the oil.
All the comments from you guys that are like, you don't understand what this has done for the people and all this, that, and the other. Okay, I have 4 words, 4 letters for you. NAF. No, okay, there's 5. TA. NAFTA. NAFTA.
The North American Trade Organization?
Isn't NAFTA the one that, what's the one I'm thinking of that got the corn?
Well, what that did was it just opened up more trade between the United States and Mexico.
What I was trying to say is that I remember having this conversation clearly with our best friend, Catherine, which I had never considered NAFTA before. I had never really given it much thought. South America used to be a breadbasket. Like a literal one. And so every single time that America goes in to do something to another country because it's going to be in the best interest of America, those countries end up stripped, raped, and worse off than they were before we went in to take what we wanted. So to say that this is for the Venezuelan people, when you look at what NAFTA did, which was supposed to be this really great thing, all it did was take, dozens and dozens of strains of corn where these farmers in South and Central America were farming, and they were growing all of this beautiful types of corn. Now it's one. It's a mono.
Let me explain that a little bit better. American farmers were told by our USDA and FDA to start growing GMO corn because they were in the pockets of Monsanto. Especially in Mexico, corn was their life. And we did there's all kinds of documentaries. They had over 200 varieties of heirloom corn. Each piece of corn they would almost pray about as they put in the ground. That corn and that local economy helped to stabilize and to the corn farmer and all the pig farmer and the whole little communities. When the USDA and the United States government starts to fund U.S. farming so that they will produce this GMO corn that you can't save, is not heirloom, and then they would flood it with the reason why she's mentioning NAFTA. NAFTA is an open trade with Mexico, open trade with Canada. So instead of having these protections on imports of something that you already do well, which Mexico did corn well, they allowed cheaper U.S. corn to come in and just devastate farmers in Mexico and in South America particularly, but NAFTA is just the U.S. and Mexico. So if you want to be particular about it. So with that, they could get corn for $2 or $3
but they
cheaper
sell
bushel.
it like it's going to be good.
They
for
sell
Mexico.
it like it's going to be good
It was
for Mexico.
not
You're
good
going to get
for
cheaper
Mexicans.
corn. Yes.
So what's happening with Venezuela? Everybody's like, oh no, this is so great for Venezuelans. Again, I will say to you, name me one country where we have gone in to do something that we're saying is so great for these people, and yet it ends up, we actually usually do pretty good with it until drugs. Look at what happened with, and I don't want to get stuck on this, but like this is really important to me. 9/11. Weapons of mass destructions. Everybody wants to talk about drugs. Well, the last time that we decided to go in and do this kind of big interventionist thing, or not the last time, but one of the biggest, most memorable times that we did that, what happened to the poppy fields? What happened to the drugs that have since come flooding in as a result of, well, we've got to defend America and we've got to put America first, and where's those weapons of mass destructions? And yet the only thing that it did was solidify drugs pouring into America and the death of American young people.
So we've switched, and this is very interesting switch, from the heroin and the poppy in Afghanistan, which is what killed most people in our neighborhood, our neck of the woods, to the fentanyl that's coming from China through Mexico. All right, let's see what Alexander Lukashenko has to say. He, again, thanks Trump for his bluntness. There's a theme here. It's going to be somewhere over here.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be geopolitics status.
Got it.
Никакой правды, никакого правосудия у них не было, нет.
They don't have it now, and they never will. I'm only grateful to Donald Trump for openly talking about oil. We need oil.
Oh, okay.
They're all, guys, I literally don't want to hear one more person, and I'm not telling you what you can and cannot say because we're not censorship like that, but please don't come to me with this. It's really going to be great for the Venezuelan people because what? Because what? Oh, Nicolas Maduro. The only reason that this happened, the only reason, and all of these other countries are actually salivating over this oil as well, by the way, is the oil. That's it. They're all happy that this has happened, not because a dictator has been taken down. They're not celebrating a dictator being taken down. They're celebrating the oil. That's it, guys. That is it. And so you can come to me all you want and say that all of these Venezuelans are super happy that this has happened. They may very well be. But are they able to see the long game? They're looking at Trump going, wow, Trump did this great thing for us. No, he didn't. And you know what I'm disgusted with? And I'm gonna make us big one second, then let Leah just run with the show, and I'm not gonna say nothing. Okay, that's good intentions. I probably won't be able to do that. When it comes to freeing the Venezuelan people, we have gone in and, or going in, I should say, there's jokes about Marco Rubio becoming president of Venezuela and all this, that, and the other. And somebody in our feed, I don't know who it was, left a comment and said, what is wrong with putting America first? That person, thank you. Thank you for saying the quiet part out loud, which I think that your sentiments on that are actually disgusting, but thank you for saying it, because that is exactly the imperialistic mindset of conquerors. When we say America first, we mean we put our manufacturers, our citizens, our companies, our land, all of our stuff first. We don't mean we invade other nations and say survival of the fittest, America first. If we can take it, then we should, and yada, yada, yada. But that's what's happening. And that, my friends, begs the question, what does Donald Trump mean when he says America first? Because I know what we mean. I know what most of you guys mean when you say America first, but I'm beginning to wonder if when Donald Trump says America first, it's literally who can get, like, you know, when those money machines do the air and it's like who can grab the most dollars. That's how that mindset of America first operates. Who can grab the most loot? Who can conquer the most? Who can take the most? Who can have the most? Who can possess the most? Trump only knows how to do big. I want all the countries. We want all the resources. We're going to make America the best. We're going to make America the greatest. And everybody wants to be a part of America. So we're going to have Greenland be a part of America and Venezuela a part of America. And like, Trump is trying to amass all of these countries because that makes America the best.
So let me explain something. If you're putting your home and your household, and you can bring up this interview here with Colombia's president, which is hilarious to me. If you're putting your house first, okay, that means that, and you have to bring up my history.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that my house is cleaned first. I'm going to make sure that my house is organized first.
My children are fed.
If my children are fed. It doesn't mean that I'm going next door and say, I'm putting my house first. Give me all your stuff. And at every house in the neighborhood.
Right.
That's like, guys, that's not even like, that's not Christian. Okay. You take it to those steps. You take your family first. The Bible actually says the greatest amongst you must be the servant of all. Okay. So we're really even not supposed to put ourselves first. But here, the Colombian president he was kind of next on Trump's list for a second. He's like, hold up, bro.
President Trump says he's cleared up any misunderstanding with the president of Colombia after they had a talk on the phone yesterday. President Trump has said a few days earlier that Gustavo Petro is, quote, a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States. The two have also clashed over the U.S. pressure on drug traffic from South America. Lily Luciano is in Colombia and spoke to Petro about that phone call with Trump.
Tell me more about what President Trump told you.
He let me talk for 40 of the 55 minutes. He told me they've told as many lies about you as they have about me.
Were you ever afraid of President Trump coming after you?
What I'm most afraid of, and I'm not going to say that I'm not afraid to be threatened when I see images of helicopters flying in and missiles when we don't even have an air defense system. But what scares me is the reaction in Colombia, which would be different than in Venezuela.
During the call, President Trump invited President Petro to the White House. What is your goal? Why are you going to the White House? Is this about stopping a war in Latin America? To stop a world war. President Petro invited Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, whom he calls a friend, to his own presidential palace. But he says he's not planning to mediate between her and Trump. Do you trust President Trump's intentions in Venezuela?
I think he believes in shared governance, but not separate from the idea of retaining control of the oil.
While President Petro doesn't condone the Trump administration's plans with Venezuelan oil, he believes they share a vision on who should run Venezuela. You're suggesting a shared government between the Delcy regime-aligned side and the opposition?
Sí.
What do you think about Maria Corina Machado?
Nunca he hablado con ella.
So you wouldn't trust her or support her as a leader. Usted no confiaría o la apoyaría como líder de su país vecino.
I invited her once and she didn't want to come. I was obviously surprised that Trump thought the same thing as me.
Whether Petro likes Maria Corina Machado or not, the reality is that she is absolutely the leader of the opposition. When there was a primary, she won within Venezuela, that primary of people supporting the opposition by more than 90% of the vote. And even when she was banned and chose a proxy candidate to run for her, he, Edmundo González Urrutia, won the election in Venezuela in 2024 by 70% of the vote. Vlad?
All right, Lilia Luciano.
So this is very interesting. By the way, that the president of Colombia doesn't like Machado, but he says that he invited her to come and have a discussion, and she wouldn't. But he is suggesting a shared governance between both arms of the government. He kind of chuckled when he said it's interesting that Trump shares my opinion of Machado because Trump didn't want her to be leader of Venezuela either. It seems that when the vote happened, she put in somebody else to vote in proxy to run in proxy, and he supposedly won. That would make them the legitimate leader of Venezuela. So this is something that, towards, some Michael, I know that you've messaged me and Wicked Sykes. I know a lot of you have a heart for the Venezuelans. And so we're going to take this and come from a separate angle and pray for them because you have a heart for these real, very real people. So God, I just pray that you bring down every narco terrorist, every Colombian drug cartel, every dictator, every narcissistic psychopath in leadership in these South American countries. That even for this president right here, that you would radically change their hearts, that you would bring revival to Colombia, that you would bring revival to Venezuela, that just like the grandmas who prayed away MS-13 in El Salvador, that you would be able to pray away, they would be able to pray away this idea of collectivism, socialism, communism. But it must also come with the idea that the United States doesn't have collectivism and socialism with the oil there. And when you hunger and thirst for righteousness, then the nation succeeds. But when you lust for things like oil and power and gold and money, then the people will suffer. So, Father God, the way that the suffering ends is when sin ends, when lust ends, when pride ends, when greed ends. And there is an American hand of greed, which is what I would hope that you all can see, that the American hand of greed cannot set the people free from the greed and sin and lust of communism or socialism.
That's good. Greed can't cast out greed.
The Satan cannot cast out Satan. The one thing that could be said about this is if you guys and if the world will pray to step back from looking at what world leaders are doing and to pray for God to begin to bring justice, for God to begin to bring a hand of judgment to those who have been walking in tyranny, walking in selfishness, walking in pride, walking according to their own mind. Father God, I pray that the people in Venezuela and the leaders themselves would do a switch, that you would bring the patriots to leadership and the leadership back to the back.
Amen.
That you would bring down every greedy, selfish, arrogant person in leadership. And that includes people like Donald Trump, who are not acting as the hand of God, but in their own interest, in the interest of oil companies, and even the quote unquote interest of American consumers, but not in the interest of their souls. Because we cannot, our souls are damaged if we steal something. That is one of the 10 commandments. You can't go in and take things from other people. Venezuelan oil belongs to Venezuelans just as much as I don't want Chinese government and the Chinese to own things in America.
Come on.
I pray, Father God, that everybody would go home, that they would farm and take care of their own country and their own land and stop trying to take from others. It is wrong. It is evil. This is something you learn at 2 and 3 years old, and even nations don't go and just take things. So, Father God, I pray that there will be mass repentance and judgment on those that are trying to take things that belong to somebody else. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. So again, to recap, the argument that's going around is that ExxonMobil and these other
Chevrons,
that they had their oil producing things seized.
Refineries?
Not just the refineries,
but not the refineries. They had their drilling.
Yeah,
and
seized by Maduro and by the Venezuelan government. And so the idea is that, well, but those belonged to Exxon and Chevron, and that's why we had the right to go in and take them. Well, so there is a truth to that. I'm not going to dispute that truth, but what I will say is, whose oil is it?
Yeah.
Whose oil is it?
Mm-hmm.
And so being mega to me is mega for Argentina.
Make Argentina great again. Make
great again.
Venezuela great again within themselves, from within themselves.
And so these are the types of discussions that I feel like on both sides cannot be had in a sound-minded playing field, even amongst some of you that watch our show, which I love you guys, but I'm like, yeah, we want to be able to talk about the fact that Maduro seized something that supposedly and legally, we'll put that in air quotes, was not his. But at the same time, is the very act of ExxonMobil and Chevron and all these oil companies being there kind of an act of war against
I would
Venezuela.
Go even further to say that any land owned by the Chinese should be seized by the government of the United States.
Exactly. So you don't get to have it both ways. Everybody's like, oh, we're so against China. Why are you against China? Why are you against Chinese corporations and governments and people owning land in America? And we would say immediately every bit of land or every bit of property that is foreign owned should be seized. And by America. And yet when Venezuela does it, oh, no.
What Maduro did was the right thing, in my opinion. But unfortunately, he didn't have any infrastructure to continue to take up the oil. And then I would say to you all, what right do you have to the resources of other countries? And maybe it's okay that oil just stays there. You know, Michelle, it doesn't have to come up.
But the whole world and all of these world leaders are going around and the Slovakian guy you played.
Well,
we need the oil. Everybody needs the oil. Like it's there. This is the way that these world leaders view oil. It is a human resource that we all have a right to. And if you aren't going to do it right, then we have the right to come in and take it. So yes, like Ohio Croatian says, Heather, yes, opinions matter indeed. Much evidence that Maduro is a dictator. Bro, in my opinion, is an addict and or mentally ill. A dictator is a fact. We are not. It's not either or. And I hate when people say that. They come at you like, well, you guys are against Trump. You wanted Kamala. That's an either or. It can be both and. I'm against Trump and a lot of the actions that he's doing, and I'm against Kamala. It's not an either or for me. I can say that what is happening in Venezuela right now is bad.
You gotta walk and chew gum, guys.
And Maduro is a dictator and he's bad. And I can also look at Israel and I can say they're bad. And I can look at Palestine and I can say they're bad. And everybody wants to have this black and white either or, like, well, if it's not this, then it has to be this. That's ridiculous. This is the singularity of that mindset.
It'll box you in.
And it doesn't just box you in.
It'll box you in.
It proves that you are incapable of independent thought.
Right.
There's a word.
Yeah.
Nuances.
Yes.
You have to be able to address them. And that's what makes a good world leader. That's what makes a good leader in general. And honestly, it's what makes a good podcast. It's what makes good news commentary.
If you want American regime talking heads, please turn on Fox News.
Fine.
They will praise this Venezuelan thing till the cow come home. And you know what? When Fox News and every talking head is agreeing with the people on The View, somebody needs someplace else to bring in some reality, a dose of reality, and that's going to be us, okay? Right now, Lindsey Graham, the women on The View, and every neocon at Washington, D.C. is happy about this. Does that not give you pause to look into it differently? Who is maybe saying that let's look deeper into this?
Thomas Massey, Leah
Ron
and Michelle,
Paul.
Ron Paul. Like,
okay, so when I'm looking at the people who they don't have a skin in the game. Lindsey Graham is a very disgusting, horrible, awful person.
He has porn addict written all over his face,
and he is giddy over this. There is never a time then that whatever I should believe is going to be on the side of all the neocons, of the whole of Fox News, and Lindsey Graham, and in addition, the people on the left, because whether you know this or not, this was something that the Biden administration wanted to do. So if it happened under Biden, what would you say? And I know the Fox News people they would say, well, this is something good that Biden did, okay? But the rest of us would be a little bit more skeptical, all right? I'm going to say this one last time. Saddam Hussein was a horrible dictator. I was so happy the day that I heard he was killed. I was so happy that we were going into Iraq, and I would have argued the same things. Then 1 million Iraqis were killed, and we did this war in the Middle East. I don't foresee a bunch of Venezuelans dying over this. I think that the neocons repackage what the people can stomach. Okay? When I see Chevron, ExxonMobil, and all of these big corporation leaders at the table, I know that something bad is happening. I know it's not in the interest of the Venezuelan people, what they're doing, but they're couching it. And you know what? You know what other dictators will do? They'll give the people something. But while there are Venezuelans in the United States that rejoiced, not much has changed or is likely to actually change for the actual everyday Venezuelan. Okay? Unless you have a move of God. Guys, a move of God. Because the people running these all countries, not Maduro, if you see it as like Saddam Hussein's running this show. No, just like in the United States, it wasn't Biden. There is a set and a deep state, and the fall guy is always the guy at the top. Okay? It was always going to be Chavez, always going to be Maduro. Oh, maybe it's Putin. No. Actually, there's a whole network of people running things, and they're still running things.
Well, look at his vice president is still quote unquote in charge right now.
She has
that's his entire administration
philosophy as he did.
All right.
So, okay, let's go to Greenland.
Before we pivot to Greenland, which we are going to do that next, I just want to read a couple of comments here. Sean says, yeah, Patagonia is, he said the voiceover just said that. He says, haha, lovely to be back. Thank you for the shout out, girls. Yep, I still am the milkman, but I have a week off. The result is booyah. That's what he says. That's why he's here. I watched a video on the YouTube the other day about Iran in the 70s, in the days of the Shah. Wow, how different it to how it is now. Very modern and really quite Western back then, and then versus what it is now. And then he says, I have to carry on delivering the milk, Michelle, because I can't sing or dance. You can both sing and dance. I've seen videos. Combat Medic says, Lindsey Graham, yuck. Neocons versus rhinos, which is worse. Venezuela needs a good president and America needs to go. That's true. Let's see. Trump is playing grab that dough, says Sharon. Yes, he is. Barry says, in reality, the world's oil resources are everyone's minerals, but it is basically polite to trade a commodity, not steal it from a nation who has oil as a resource in its territory. Trump is colonizing Venezuela for its mineral resources for greed. Trump is empire building. Thank you for saying the quiet part out loud, Barry.
All right, let's go over here to Greenland now, and I promise you there will be many commercial breaks. This is going to be a fun show. We're getting some of the more intense things out right at the beginning here.
So President Trump says the U.S. needs Greenland right now. And no doubt this is the map President Trump would like to see come about.
Look at the size
Greenland
of
has a population of 56,000, but it's the 12th largest territory in the world by land mass, although flat maps of the globe do make it look even bigger. And he says he needs Greenland for national security reasons. And since the 1950s, the U.S. has had a military base on Greenland, strategically important.
Let me be careful. Let me be clear. On a globe, Greenland is not that big. Flat maps are really confusing for how I think we did a show on that.
We did, but it is very big. It's the 12th
because
largest
of its location between the US and its old foe, Russia. Crucially, it's also home to some of the world's largest reserves of rare earth minerals outside of China, vital for the tech, EV, and defense industries where the US wants global dominance. 300 years ago, the Danes fancied Greenland's natural resources too and went looking for useful minerals as well, making it a Danish colony in 1721. So Greenland has been Danish longer than the United States has even existed. But the relationship has evolved. Greenland voted for self-government in 2008, although with foreign policy and defense still controlled by Denmark. So it is Danish sovereign territory. What about NATO then? Denmark is in NATO, so is the US. And Article 5 of NATO means an attack on one is supposed to be treated as an attack on all. But when the aggressor is the dominant member of NATO itself, well, the Danish Prime Minister makes the point that NATO would probably fall apart. And has anyone actually asked the people of Greenland what they want? 93% of Greenlanders voted for independence parties in March elections, the winning party favouring a more gradual than rapid journey to independence from Denmark. So they want to control themselves when the time is right. As for the US, one poll in January showed 85% of Greenlanders reject becoming part of the United States. Well, reports today suggest Mr. Trump is planning to go over Denmark and the EU's head, offer Greenlanders continued self-government, but with the US in charge of defense and also promises of economic enrichment. But his advisors have also not ruled out military intervention, meaning the fate of Greenland could yet decide the future of NATO as well as the West as we know it. So President Trump says the US needs...
Trump goes in hard and then pulls back, right? So I do believe that this is a pullback, and so so do the people of Greenland themselves.
We should prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I know Donald Trump is a businessman, but Greenland is not a product. We're a people, and that should be taken very seriously, and that should be respected.
We should be the people that is in focus here. And when the Greenlandic people have shown time and again that we want independence, we should explore the possibilities for independence in our current situation.
We've been talking about that, what are we going to do if something happens? Should I need to go to Denmark to the children? Should I stay here? Stuff like that. So it's getting very practical thoughts about what's going to happen if something worse happens.
We should prepare for the
worst. So this is not okay.
Let
me just say this. I don't care if Trump doesn't really mean military action. But nobody of another country, these people are literally like, what's the population of Greenland? Like 10,000 people? Okay.
It's more than that.
Like they should not be afraid that something will happen to them randomly out of the blue by the United States. That's not okay. I don't even care if like Donald Trump is doing his negotiation dance.
Yeah.
You don't get to terrorize people or threaten people.
It's 56,000.
Yeah, it's like 10, it's like 5 people, okay? But you don't get to terrorize even 5 people because you want what they have. Like that guy was saying that's, wait a minute. This went from like a joke from the Donster to like, could you really do something that would?
So let me just make this very clear. It doesn't matter whether Trump is joking or not. He's actually not joking. Let's be very clear about that. That the word joking is the wrong one. It doesn't matter whether Trump means genuinely that he would do that. When he says it, he wants you and
to
them
feel it,
to think that he will genuinely do it. So that's a real threat. That is terrorism.
Thing with the terror. It's the same thing with the art of the deal. You don't get to art of the deal people with fear. And it's kind of like, here's the thing. When he did the art of the deal, I know a lot of these were hostile takeovers, but in a way, a lot of these were businesses that came to the table. Greenland's just being Greenland, and all of a sudden Trump's like, hey, you want to make a deal? And they're like, no. He's like, well, we're going to make a deal. What do you want? And then
that's not America first.
And the carrot and the stick idea, well, I could give you like economic stability. I could be your thing. I could be your military.
Greenland wants independence. They're not independent right now because, as we just showcased, they operate under Danish rule of law, essentially.
Well, no, they're foreign. They're their own government.
It's kind of like the EU.
As far as international.
Right. Because they're not ready to stand on the international stage yet, which
you're never going to stand on an international stage with 56,000 people. The population of the city of Milford, Ohio.
Okay, so I guess what I'm getting at is this idea that MAGA, the base, Trump's base, would be cheering on Trump saying to another country, this is essentially what he's saying. If you don't do the deal that I want to do, we may use military force. This is not so.
We could harm you. We could physically harm you.
Where in, or not just harm, but go in and take over because we could. Where in the argument of Trump is doing what he did with Maduro and Venezuela because the people want him to do it and they are rejoicing, and now the drugs and all this, that, and the other. Where in that argument do you couch this?
Greenland.
When Trump just, for no reason whatsoever, they have not asked for Trump. They do not want Trump. There's no split party. There's no starving people. I mean, there's nobody, but you know what I mean? There's nothing. There's literally nothing other than them saying we're trying to grow up on our own and we're trying to become independent on our own. That's it. They're not saying we need help, we need intervention, we've got a dictator leader. None of that is happening. And so I'm just curious, for those of you that are still rah-rahing Venezuela, are you supporting this Greenland thing equally? And if you aren't, why not? And if you are, why? Are you, like, I don't understand.
What's the good thing that's going to happen to the Greenland people? And if you say, well,
it'll just be better for them. What? That's empirical. That's literally, what did Barry use the right? Empire building. Like, we aren't that. We have never been that. Well, I don't say never, but like,
well, we got Hawaii.
I know.
Alaska,
did you see? I walked it back.
We've got the Louisiana Purchase.
I did walk it back, but that's not who we are. And here's the thing. I truly believe that Trump thinks that the chess pieces on the board of nations are as movable as they were 200 years ago, and they are not. That's just it. We aren't rearranging countries anymore.
You know,
we're not expanding America. It's done.
You would have more to say if you were to like go and help Haiti, like legit, like we're taking over the government. It was now going to be the United States government. But there's nothing in Haiti. They don't want Haiti.
It goes back to the monopoly board that I mentioned earlier. None of these, Greenland is a boardwalk and a park place. The reason, why aren't we going into Haiti? Because it ain't.
Right. Okay, let's hear what the Greenland residents had to say.
Fears of U.S. intervention are rising in this autonomous Danish territory. After President Trump repeated his desire to annex the mineral-rich Arctic island. I don't know why I call it an island. Washington's recent military intervention in Venezuela has stoked concern.
Det er lidt Man ved ikke, om man skal tage ham alvorligt, eller om der lige pludselig kommer et eller andet.
And if suddenly something will happen, Greenland has untapped rare earth deposits and could be a vital player as polar ice melts, opening up new shipping routes. Trump has said the U.S. needs Greenland from the standpoint of national security. I believe that President Trump's comments constitute threats towards Greenlanders and our society.
That is the director of Greenland Business Association. He looks awful Danish.
This is not something we appreciate. It is not acceptable in the civilized world, in fact. We ask for respect for our country and our people. We are open to business and to relations, but only on the basis of mutual respect. A group of European leaders have underlined their support for Denmark.
I'm going to play one more here. Denmark draws a red line. Trump pushes triggers. So supposedly there is a shoot first order from Denmark.
Greenland is now on high alert. No clearance, no delay. Shoot first, ask questions later. This is what orders have given from Copenhagen lately after US President Donald Trump's renewed calls to take control of the strategic Arctic island. While Copenhagen has confirmed that a Cold War-era military rule remains active, but refuses to rule out use of military force to guard territory. According to Danish newspaper Berlingske, the Defense Ministry confirmed that a 1952 rule of engagement requires soldiers to immediately counterattack invading forces without awaiting orders, even if war has not been formally declared. The ministry said the order remains in force. The message is unmistakable. Any military move on Greenland will be met with immediate force.
If the United States decides to attack another NATO country militarily, then everything would stop. That includes NATO, and therefore the security that has existed since the end of the Second World War.
Trump's rhetoric has now pushed the issue from political speculation into a direct NATO crisis. European leaders warn that an attack by one alliance member on another would be unprecedented and potentially fatal for NATO itself. In a joint statement from 7 EU and NATO member states, Greenland belongs to its people. Washington, meanwhile, is sending mixed signals. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says President Trump has long sought to acquire Greenland, while stopping short of ruling out force.
The president always retained the option. Every president, not this president, every president always retains the option. I'm not talking about Greenland. I'm just talking about globally. If the president identifies a threat to the national security of the United States, every president retains the option to address it through military means. So I'll be meeting with him next week.
In Nuuk, Greenland's leadership is urging calm, but rejecting any takeover. Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen has pushed back against comparisons with countries taken over by force, stressing Greenland's long democratic history and warning against panic.
We're not commies.
The situation is not such that the United States can simply conquer Greenland.
For Greenlandic lawmakers and civilians, the threat feels deeply personal and has struck a deeper emotional chord. Some say Trump's remarks risk reducing a people to a strategic asset, while others are quietly confronting the possibility of disruption to their lives.
I think we're not a business, we're a people. We're a people with our own country and culture, language. We are not a...
And law, any US military move on Greenland would not just trigger resistance, it could shatter the NATO alliance itself.
So this is a very interesting conversation because I don't see at all Trump going in with military. Like he would like they would have a plan. They had a good plan with Maduro. They executed it. I think like 70 people died though, including some innocent civilians from what I understand. But I don't see Trump having any sort of military going in with guns and taking over. Like what's the rest of the world just going to turn on their TV with their jaws down and be like, okay, now what? So I don't know what his plan is, and none of us are designed to know what his plan is because it's a sneak up thing, and they're probably going to come up with some sort of sneak up thing. I don't know that the idea is that you're going to do some sort of military action. Now,
can I weigh in on this? Go ahead. I just have a thought that goes with what you're saying. I think it just puts it to rest. This is how terrorism works, and this is how terrorism with the deal. You make them afraid so that they are willing to come to. Well, we don't want to go to war. We don't want you to do this, so we will come to the table and make a deal. So the idea behind the military threat is not actually real, but Trump has to make sure that they believe that it's real, so that they will come to the table. We had a very nice discussion. They realized that my plan was best, and now we got Greenland, and it's gonna be beautiful for the Greenlanders. The Greenlanders are very happy now with me. They just think I'm the best. Everybody in Greenland loves Trump now. They're all wearing Trump hats. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Right. And everybody will just have this kind of sigh of relief. Okay. Trump got what he wanted because he threw a temper tantrum. And then people realized, well, we just have to do what he says. Now, Trump is not doing this because Trump thinks that he needs Greenland or the United States needs Greenland for national security. That's not it at all. He has people breathing down his neck going, I need to get in there to get those rare earth minerals. I need to get in there to get those resources. So you have to make this happen. And these are people that are Trump's donors. They are his friends. They are the people that he wants to look good in front of. And he wants to look like the awesome boss of the world. And that is why he is doing this. And I can all but guarantee you there will be zero military action on Greenland. There will be a deal that will be had, and the United States will probably not necessarily acquire Greenland, but make some sort of, I almost want to say trust fund. We will all but own them. You know what I mean? They will be independent in name only.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that you're absolutely right. You're like, why is Trump doing this? That's the question. And the question, and it's very, it's very interesting because Michelle, he's doing this because he is at the beck and call of donors, and these donors they have companies. When you think about the Green New Deal, okay, the Green New Deal was to usher in supposedly better energy for the environment, but it never was. All of those people that lobbied the government to pass the Green New Deal bill, what was it, a $1 trillion, $3 trillion? Those people, they're not trying to help the environment just as much as the government, the United States is not trying to help the Venezuelans. Tesla and Elon Musk created a new product that runs on electricity, but a Tesla battery requires more energy to make than it does a lifetime full of gasoline. And that energy is mostly derived from oil and coal plants, right? So we're not actually helping the environment. We're couching, and we know that the left is couching all of the green revolution as in helping the environment, but it's not, okay? But Michelle, when people want to do something and come up, these Rockefeller found a use for gasoline, and then he took over the pharmaceutical industry, took away, called it all hackery,
called holistic medicine.
I was going to get that. Yeah. All the herbs and everything. So he took over and said, I want to find a way to get people to take my product. Horses were pretty great for transportation. Now, can you go farther? Sure, with a car. Is life better? Define better. Okay. Is life more peaceful? No. Are families more cohesive? No.
Are people more fulfilled?
No. Do people have more things?
Yes.
Are they able to travel farther distances?
Yes.
So it all is in how you define better. The same thing with these new inventions. I need people to want my invention.
Exactly.
So I'm creating something new, and then I need to create a desirability for the thing that I'm creating. The same thing with like AI. I asked AI, I said, is it good for the planet for you to say thank you to AI for a answer? Because that's what we do in polite society. And he said, Sam Altman of OpenAI said it actually costs them more in AI energy to answer a thank you. So they'd rather you not, because they want you to use their machine. But then again, they don't want you to use their machines because it's the AI. We don't need AI, Michelle. We don't need it. We don't need it, but they need you to need it. And so in order to build their electric vehicles, which we don't need, by the way, everybody right now can get where you need to go. We don't need them. We don't need them, but they need you to need them. And they have their particular products require a different set of minerals and more minerals. It requires a more raping of the land. And so they're knocking up the reason why they're all, I love Trump. I love Trump. Trump's the greatest. I'm going to vote for Trump, is because they found in him a person that they could get to suck other countries dry from. Okay. So when you have that in mind, that the whole point of Venezuela is not about the Venezuelan people. It's about natural resources in Venezuela. That Greenland, and it's not about natural resources for you and me. We are the consumer of the product that Chevron is creating. Okay. So this is for you guys so that you can have cheaper gas and all these things. Guess what, guys? I don't really need cheaper gas. I don't need cheaper gas. Right now, I'm okay. What you're doing, and I don't need your electric vehicles. I'm not thinking to myself today, Michelle, I need something that these big corporations can supply for me. There are things that I do need. These new products that haven't been invented, you don't know that you need them. No, I know I don't. I really know I don't. But they need you to need them, and they need you to be grateful that you're buying their product.
I want to read this comment because it's really good, even though I disagree with it, from Dan over on Facebook. Dan, thank you for taking the time to write such a very thoughtful comment. I'm going to showcase where I disagree with you on these things, but I do appreciate your comment. It's a really good one. So if it is such a massive piece of land full of minerals that we all need, eventually one of the other superpowers will need these minerals and find a way to get them. Maybe not as nicely as the United States would. Maybe nicer, though, who knows? But with only 56,000 people, they could never stop any other country from taking it. And is Denmark really capable and willing to protect them? These 56,000 people should all get large checks from any resources taken. And all of it should be done with as much nature conservation as possible. And these people should 100% get to democratically vote on their local government. I'm sure they wish they could be an independent, real country, but come on, they wouldn't be able to fill the Steelers football stadium seats with every single person in the country, LOL. That's crazy. How should or could that small of a population be in charge of such a large strategic piece of land? I will say this. We don't have a say in that. These are the people of Greenland. We fought world wars over people looking at other people and their nations saying, we can rule it better than you, so we deserve to have it. So to look at them and say, you have such a small amount of people, your land is very, very strategic, and the world has said you can't and don't deserve to run your country because we say. That's not the way that civilized nations post World War II operate anymore. Hitler operated that way, by the way. Okay, so I get what you're saying. I do. You're saying They are a vulnerable people is what you're saying. And I saw some comments from Wicked Sight in the chat saying that, they're subsidized by Denmark, financially speaking. Lee's going to show us on the map, and then I'm going to finish my thought.
This is actually the size of Greenland. It's not as big as you on a globe. Greenland's right there.
No, the big one.
Right. That's what my finger.
There it is. Yeah, right. That one. Now you're off camera. Totally off camera.
Okay.
It's the white one. There. Okay. Iceland is right, or Denmark is right next to it. There. So what I appreciate your comment. You're not wrong on all the points that you're making. I 100% agree with you on the big fat checks. That will never happen, though, by the way. Like, that would never, ever happen. You're saying that they should be able to democratically...
Well, Denmark's right here. Little.
Oh, I was right. It is Iceland. I said it first,
this
right?
Is little.
Right. So Iceland is the one that's next to it. I had it right the first time. And then Denmark is off of it.
Right underneath of
Swedish
and Norway.
We do not need, if you look, bring it up again. Show them Greenland again. Just Greenland. Nope. Nope. Yep. Okay. So the United States is down here. We do not need that for strategic military. Or protection of the nation. We're fine. Okay. We do not need them for that at all.
Now I'm going to interrupt you real quick and say something real quick.
Okay.
Your question was, what if some other country comes in to take over them?
Not so nice. That's what NATO's for.
Greenland is part of Denmark, part of NATO. So then all of NATO says, no, China.
Right.
You can't take over. No, Russia, you can't take over. This preemptively, like maybe it might possibly be, even though it's not happening or it's not happened. You don't preemptively be like,
NATO is the protection.
The idea of saying that the United States would be a better protector than all of NATO is ridiculous.
Because the United States outside of NATO, which if we really went in and did this forcefully, there would be no NATO, and actually Greenland would then be more vulnerable because it would have less countries defending it.
So you can make these cases if you're talking about African nations.
Yeah.
They're not part of NATO, and China is going in and raping Africa. And so if you wanted to make that case, I would say there is a case to be made. I understand what Barry's saying is that all resources are human resources and nature and everything like that. And I understand where he's coming from with that as well.
Could we talk about that when we're talking about climate control and throwing all of our trash into outer space and those types of things? Because that's where I would actually agree with you. Like, hey, this whole earth belongs to all of us. And so you can't control the weather in, Greenland or Iceland or, wherever you want to. And then it affects my weather here. Like, you don't have the right to do that. That's where I would agree with you. I don't agree with you when it comes to your country has a resource and we need it, because here's the deal. You would be right if we needed it to live and breathe.
And function.
As a human being, not to have our cars.
This idea, can I just please disabuse you of this idea? Maybe this is a thought process. I want you to look around your home. And I want you to think to yourself.
It's communism.
Is there anything you really need from Greenland? When you say we need, let me explain one more time. You are being a mouthpiece. Unfortunately, behind you is a corporation. And you're just saying, we need. And this corporation is saying to you, you need these things. So tell the world you need Greenland because you need these things. Do you, if Greenland had all the clothing and you were naked, okay, we're going to Greenland. We're getting me some clothes. If Greenland had all the water, we're going to Greenland. We're getting me some water. Okay. If Greenland had the only place where you could plant a seed in and grow food. Okay. That's not the case.
We have not needed
we're talking about
rare earth minerals and oil for 6,000 years. This is ridiculous.
We don't need them.
And I want to go with another, and we'll move on with the story.
You have to disabuse yourself of the word need.
Okay.
And even want, because you don't really want rare earth minerals.
What are you going to do with
Greenland? You're not, you would, if I gave you your uranium, plutonium, whatever it is that they've got buried there, if I gave that to you right now, what would you do with it?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. Then you don't need it.
We don't need any of this stuff, but I want to go with where I thought Leah was going with this, is when she said, look around your house. I thought she was going to say, look around your house. Let's go back to World War II. I don't know why I keep bringing that up, but it's a really good example for a lot of things. I've got one word for you. Rations. Not just rations, but do you know that in World War II, all across the Allied nations, whether it was the UK, whether it was Australia, whether it was the United States, if you had a milk cow, you were not allowed to keep all your milk from your milk cow.
The government said, we need your milk. We need your eggs.
You're limited. If you have a milk cow, but you have a butter ration? Wait a minute. What? That's how that mindset is what you're living in. My cow. I don't care if we're at war with another nation. That's my cow. These are my vegetables. This is my land. They will take anything.
They've literally got you. They've got MAGA. This is so crazy.
We're a bunch of commies now.
You guys, the whole idea of the Venezuelan oil belongs to all of us. The whole idea of Greenland's, we need, you guys, you're a communist.
Your cow belongs to everybody else too.
You're a communist. They've got MAGA to be like, no, we'll never have socialism. No, we'll
what
never have
happens if
communism.
the government comes to you and says, hey, guess what? All your guns and ammo, we need it.
We need it.
We need it. We're fighting China. We're fighting Russia. We need all your guns and ammo. You don't have the right to that because it belongs to all of America. Your guns belong to all of America.
We'll pay you for them, a good wage. But what if you say you don't want to? Well, then we're going to forcibly take them.
Gold confiscations. This is what you're talking about. This heavy-handed, because it's not happening to you.
Right.
You're okay with it.
Yeah. Greenland, the Greenlanders are happy with their minerals staying where they're at.
And thank you, Taylor family, because I had the same thought. Sounds like eminent domain here in the United States. Well, we have to run this road through your property that has been in your family for 5 generations. And so we're going to take the first 300 feet because we have to run this road.
We're going to take your house. We need
eminent
this road.
domain. Exactly.
We're going to run through your cattle field.
And Taylor family says they just don't want the other guy to have it. As Barry says, Michelle and Leah, this is why I said anything about trading for Venezuelan oil. Now the comment's gone.
Okay.
That's right. Sorry,
all
I
right.
couldn't
We're going to do some commercial breaks. I do have a sad story coming out of Iceland.
Not just going in and stealing it.
Okay. I do have things around the world, but we're going to do a break because I think our emotions are high. And if they're not, then you don't really care about this stuff, and that's fine.
Good for you.
Good for you. It's better for you. This is Winter is Winning. That's like a nice little turn he did. Wait.
No. Oh!
Leah! That was painful.
I don't know if I want to watch these.
That was a bad idea.
Crazy amounts of snow.
Okay, we're ready.
No!
Holy mackerel.
Leah, I don't know if I can watch these.
It's not, nobody really gets hurt.
That one was really painful.
Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
No, she's going down. She's going down. Oh! She did the splits. Ow!
Fuck, man, it's freezing. Get inside.
Dude, cold is only a state of mind. Walk in.
Leah.
This is great.
No.
Leah! Oh, trying to hit you with the snow. Get down. Okay.
I cannot stand that you just had us watch that. That is the worst.
Okay. So now we're going to go. I promised you guys not everything was going to be negative today. If you read our description, if you read the descriptions.
Please tell me you read the descriptions.
Okay,
we work hard on them.
A good way to make your own hydroxychloroquine. A really weird sickness is going around. If you've got it, please get a nebulizer if you can.
100%.
And I'm encouraging everybody to get the xylitol nose spray Zicam. And the one with the
Xclear.
Xclear with eucalyptus and tea tree.
Not Zicam.
Sorry, not Zicam. Xclear with eucalyptus and tea tree. When you get around people, you can use that. People are getting a sore throat. It's lasting for like weeks. It's horrible. Here's something that you can use is cut up 4 grapefruit, 4 oranges, 4 lemons, and 4 liters of the tonic water that has the actual
quinine.
Quinine in it. and you want to cut it up with the peels on them, squeeze out all the juice, and put it in a big pot on your stove. Put the tonic water in and cover and simmer for 2 hours. The 4th liter is to top off what steams off. When done, strain and pour into a gallon jug and then drink. And then you've got your vitamin C and quinine. I thought that was a really cool recipe.
That is a really good recipe. Hang on. Wait. We have to share that somewhere, though.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do it another time.
Okay.
Because I just closed it out. All right. I thought this was interesting. This is Epiphany in the East. Celebrates the baptism of Christ in the Jordan and the revelation of the Holy Trinity. When Jesus was baptized, the Spirit descended and the Father's voice was heard. So I thought this was kind of cool. Those are donuts, I think.
No.
Hey there.
That's awesome.
So that's cool.
So I really want to focus on the spirituality of all of that, but I'm stuck on those little fried dough balls.
Donuts looking things, yeah. This was cool. This was the first men's public rosary taking place in Slovakia following the lead of Poland, Ireland, and Australia.
Oh, wow.
So I don't care if you're Catholic or not. I love to see devout men. I just love it. Now,
yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
I love this show. I will watch and see if there's a YouTube copyright on this because there is a very posh British school for boys. I don't know if it's an actual, what's the place where they go and stay all the time? Boarding school or not. But they get them to try American food. Mm-hmm. And this one was trying barbecue.
Oh, your first ever bite of Texas barbecue. I think we should try some burnt ends.
Oh my God, that just melted in my mouth.
Yeah. I can't even explain. It's absolutely sublime.
That's really good.
So it doesn't taste like mud?
No.
Burnt pork doesn't look good, but it tastes amazing.
Perfect.
That's so good.
It tastes like steak or smoky. My eyes are watering. I've not eaten all day, and it's probably the best thing I've ever eaten.
What age can you legally move to America?
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I want to know what they ate with that Texas barbecue because there's a lot of sides you can have, but I would say you would have to have baked beans.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is a neat invention that is coming out of Germany that gives you like soft butter. You just press the button, get a little bit of butter.
But why?
So you can have softened butter. It's not like so it's not like hardened. It's a perfect.
So now I want whatever that little fruitcake is that they're eating. Is that honey on the side? That's honey. That's a lot of honey. Ho, 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 honey. That's way too much.
It's a lot of butter, too.
And butter is so good for you. Like, that's a luxury I would like to encourage you guys to include in your budget, if you can.
This is why I'm not exactly the biggest fan of, like, the keto carnivore non-bread people, because in all of Europe, they eat bread and pastries for breakfast, and they're not 500 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And here's the thing. I've got a video with Mel Gibson saying the same thing.
Hi, Mel Gibson. I'm in Italy, where the food supply hasn't been messed with. By the way. You know, there's no GMO stuff allowed. So the grain in the pasta is great. I can eat it like all day and not get porky. And all the cheeses are wonderful. Buffalo mozzarella from the Napoli region. Unpasteurized milk. It's good for the biff. Save the biff. It's your last line of defense against all the environmental things that come to assault us, particularly in the food supply. Okay, I'm digging it over here.
That is, and so what I want you guys to know is, like, unfortunately, this whole we're going to invert the food pyramid and we're going to do more proteins and all these things and carbs are bad. No, however they're baking our bread, this fluffy nonsense with all the vitamin fortified stuff, it's dead bread, okay? It's not good for us. The flour is horrible. And so I think we all need to go to Europe and like experience the fact that there's a reason why little grandmas sit there and make a bunch of pasta, and like all of it at Italy, like every single home is filled with some sort of pasta, and every French person goes and gets a fresh baguette every day and drinks a bottle of wine and eats a whole baguette for the whole day, and like they're still like, you know, underweight. This is the nature of our food. And so I want you guys to I want you to be kind of aware of this and not say it's just the bread. Like, you have to just think cognitively. That's all. And I do.
Every European person that I have met, I didn't mean to cut you off there, that has come to America has said that they struggle with their weight.
They struggle.
And they're not eating any more food.
Right.
They're not eating any more calories.
Or different kinds of food.
They're just eating the way that they ate before, but now they're gaining weight.
Even, and some people say, but it's what you're in Europe, you're just walking more.
No, that's not
I
it.
remember a girl, she's like, I came to America and I have gained 10 pounds. I've only been here for a couple weeks. I'm just eating like I did at home. It's horrible. It's awful. I can't stand it here. Like, what is wrong? So I don't know, guys. I don't really know. I think it has a lot to do with the GMOs. I really do. I think it has to do with, like Mel Gibson saying, the good bacteria. I think
when your gut bacteria is off, your whole system is off. Like, I can prove that to you. Like, I know that I feel that. Like, when you are, I could be eating like what I feel like is like super healthy, but if I'm constipated, and I know it's TMI, but if I'm constipated, I start to gain weight. So why am I gaining weight if I'm eating kind of, you know, okay foods? It's because something is up in my belly and I need to get that gut bacteria balanced. One of the greatest tips that I can give you guys for gut bacteria, and I know that it takes work, guys. Everybody wants to take a pill. You can get your digestive enzymes. We used to take them, but fermented vegetables. You can make your own kombucha. Somebody had asked earlier what you were drinking. You were not drinking kombucha, but it looked like it. She was drinking a tea that one of our viewers had sent.
Somebody sent us tea, pear tea.
But drinking kombucha, kefir, great. I don't like it, but other people do. It's kind of like a yogurty, milky, sour cream, goopy thing that's super good for you. Homemade yogurts, all of these things. But to me, the easiest to eat, the easiest to produce is our fermented vegetables. Some of my favorite things to ferment are cauliflower. Like, you know, the Piccadilly stuff that you can get with the pickle section, where you've got your onions and garlic and carrots and cauliflower mixed in, and they put it in vinegar, and it's really hard to eat because it's like super, when you ferment your own, it's just, and here's the deal. So excited about this. Insert commercial time. Tomorrow, we go to the printers for our God's Little Acre, the Homesteader's Almanac calendar, okay? Which Leah's got a little printout of January 2027.
Preview, ready?
Whoa! Now bring up the recipe there.
Oh, which one?
Just show them. Okay, that's an example of a recipe. All right. Every single month has at least one recipe card. Most of them just have one.
So this one, you might not know. This is our elderberry syrup recipe, and it actually has two. One is a cold and flu tincture that actually has the alcohol. It's more shelf stable. And one, if you don't want to have the alcohol, we have another.
But I bring it up because one of the months has our recipe for fermented vegetables. And so I would like to encourage all of you.
We have a fireside recipe
to ferment your vegetables to help create that good gut bacteria.
It's super simple. It's the easiest thing you can do. Okay. And I will just tell you, slice up some cauliflower. Cauliflower is a really easy one to ferment. A little bit more cutting with cabbage. Okay, cauliflower. You like the Piccadilly? Cauliflower. Put this cauliflower.
It's my favorite. It's so
you
good.
don't need anything in it. You could put some garlic in there. You could put
it doesn't
some
need
peppercorn
any
in there.
flavor. It just comes out tasting amazing.
2 tablespoons of sea salt, pink Himalayan, anything non-ionized salt per quart of water. Per quart of water. Now I go a little overboard, so I filled this quart with
water.
No, with vegetables. Then I just put in 2 tablespoons of salt. Okay.
We usually do them in a half gallon. So our recipe on our recipe card is for a half gallon jar.
And then I pour water, and it's got to be non-chlorinated. So from the little Alexa Pure. and I just put a top on it. And then sometimes I will put a glass weight on top. It's super simple. Now,
and then you shake it every day for 5 days and burp it for like 5 days, and then you're good to go.
So we sometimes spoil ourselves, and I get the sourdough bread from our Amish girl, Arasa.
She's amazing.
And then
so good.
I do encourage you to get a bag of wheat, soft wheat, red hard wheat. Go to an Amish store, or sometimes you can get them from a cannery. Get a bag of wheat, get a 50-pound bag, 25-pound bag, and get a grain grinder. Now you can get an electric one, sits on your countertop, and grind your grain fresh. You're not going to have anything added into it. Now, maybe you can't get organic. Maybe you don't know if it's organic or not. It's not as important because wheat, by and large, is not GMO yet. It's what they process. It's how they're processing the flour, in my opinion, that's making it so damaging to our health and causing us to gain weight and things like that.
And if you don't have a mill, there's another way that you can do this. It's called sprouted grain.
You still are going to need to grind it.
Oh, you can't. You have to grind it, but it's easy. You can grind it in a food processor when you do that. Because Catherine used to do it, and she doesn't have a grain mill.
Did she?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know how flour. I don't know how fine the flour is.
You sprout it somehow, but it's very small. You can look up a recipe. We don't do it, but other people do.
So these are one of the things that I'm encouraging you to save up, and you can get a countertop one, get one off of eBay, find one maybe on Facebook Marketplace. But please, I encourage you to get a grain mill of some sort. Now, ours is an expensive heirloom one that we have hooked up to a bicycle. It was like $650.
I have contacted the company to see if we could become an affiliate, because I could sell this thing all day long because I'm so sold on it, but they never got back with me.
It's an heirloom thing. I've been using it for 10 to 15 years. I've been using it over 10 years. I bicycle it. It's a great workout. And I will say this, we like sweet things, and so I make these cookies. It's the same recipe you would use for Nestle's cookies, the chocolate chip cookies.
No, it's not.
Except for I use the freshly grinded whole wheat that has all the wheat germ and all these things, are pastured eggs, butter, and honey or maple syrup or one of the other
bananas,
sugar. Sometimes I'll put a banana in there.
Sorghum, molasses,
maple syrup, anything but real sugar. And
we call them health cookies. And sometimes my favorite is when we take the time to add the nuts. I really like those.
Sometimes I add nuts and sometimes I add raisins. I can tell you that I can eat a couple of those, 2 or 3 or maybe 4. I mean, I can make a meal out of them.
With a glass of whole milk.
And I'm not saying that I'm the most svelte, skinny person on the planet. But what I am telling you is that even when I'm eating those, I'm not gaining weight.
And we'll move on to our next topic after I say this last thing. When Leah first started grinding our wheat, I don't know what happened because it's since offset now. But in the very beginning, she was making these giant cinnamon rolls and the cookies. And I started eating those. Like big cinnamon rolls. I lost like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
When we made the initial switch just to the home ground wheat, because, and I'll tell you why. And I thank you. Taylor says that the regular flour is just pretty much starch, right? When you freshly grind, you know how the Bible says, give us this day our daily bread. When it comes to Ruth and Naomi, when she was going and she was getting and gleaning in the fields, they were making bread out of that day. Like literally, that's what they were making their bread out of. They made their bread, they ground it fresh. The shelf life, Leah can, it's a half-life, I guess I should say, of the nutrients in freshly ground flour starts to fall after like 3 days.
After hours, actually.
So what we do, I say we, Leah, what we do is we grind the wheat and it goes in the freezer in order to retain those nutrients. So I think that the reason why I was losing all that weight is because my body was like, oh my gosh, this is what we've needed. There should be nutrition in bread, like actual nutrition. There should be fibers, but that's Like whole wheat flour from the store, all you're getting extra is fiber.
So I don't have these memorized. I should. The freshness of flour matters in regard to the number of nutrients that survive to nourish your body. As soon as the whole grain is broken apart, and it's so cool because God knew what he was doing. The nutrients stay in there until that whole grain is cracked open, even to 1,000 or 2,000 years ago to Jesus's time. It's so crazy. The nutrients begin to degrade as soon as you crack it open. The exact number and time has been refuted, but sources say 40 to 50% of the nutrients deplete after just 24 hours of the flour being milled and 95% after 3 days. However, fresh flour's nutrients are said to be locked in after the dough's first rise or after baking due to the enzymatic activity.
Translation, meaning if you break open your flour and you crack it open and you grind it, and if you bake it right away, the nutrition doesn't deplete because the enzymes in the bread are keeping the nutrients there. But if you just let it sit as flour, the nutrients
So
go
after
away.
milling, the grain's B vitamins are liable to be destroyed by light and air. In nature, enzymes are denatured by pH or by temperature. The vitamins begin to degrade at temperatures above 115 degrees, and the enzymes may become inactive at 122 degrees. Baking quality begins to be affected if the heat is too excessive due to changes in the water absorption capacity. So I encourage you guys to... what I do is, like you said, I mill it and freeze it. So we're stopping and we're holding on to that, those nutrients. And I do think to myself, if I let this sit on the counter, don't get it in the freezer, or I don't bake something right away, I'm missing out on the actual bread of life, which actually contains protein. It contains all the vitamins you need. That's why I've always been, I get really cringy, like nails on a chalkboard with the carnivore people, because Jesus said, I am the bread of life. And he's constantly talking about life, and he's constantly talking about bread. And
they're obsessed with butter, and I will see your butter and I will raise you its companion. Bread.
But I understand that it needs to be done right. So I'm going to pray over here, play Ben Carson saying that he shared a shocking story of how European food actually reversed his friend's diabetes.
Oh, wow.
And American food brought it back. So he's at the left of Mel.
I just went to that one. Oh, there he is.
I have a very good friend, had a very difficult case of diabetes, very difficult to manage. He went to Italy, and within 2 weeks, it was gone. He was staying at a villa. All the fresh foods were grown right there, the dairy products, no processing. Within 2 weeks, the diabetes was gone. He stayed for 3 months. He came back here. Within 2 weeks, it was back. And I don't think that's an exceptional case. So it tells us what we need to do. I'm praising God that we have the clarity and the leadership to get it done.
I don't think it tells us what we need to do. I think that there is something not just in the food.
There's a misnomer because he's saying the local foods.
Yes.
Which local foods are great.
Like within 100%. The culture, I think that if you were to eat locally made food, like your sour, like there's a lot of women making sourdough, right? You pick up your sourdough bread from your neighbor, all your vegetables from whoever. I think that if we were to eat that way, we would be way closer to the Europeans, actually almost identical to them. So the idea that you can do this top down is ridiculous, because this is a culture of valuing people who grow food. When we have our farmers are corn and soybean guys with big giant tractors, and we're shoveling corn and soy as quickly and fast as we can and growth hormones into our cows, into our pigs, into the pork. There's nothing wrong with pork. There's nothing wrong with beef. It's actually good for you, right? But they have to be eating the right kinds of food. I just made up a mixture for my chickens. They love to get a scoop of extra grains, and what I feed my pigs when I don't have like things like pumpkins, that I'm running low on the pumpkins, the walnuts, which are so awesome for the pigs. But I get non-GMO corn from our friend Jacob. I get oats, sometimes whole oats, sometimes split oats, wheat, and sunflower seeds. And I'll give a scoop of that to the chickens who love it. And when I do that, especially the sunflower oil, their yolks are really, really deep orange. That means that they're more nutrient dense. The sunflowers are amazing. And then I know that whatever's going into my pigs is something nutrient dense as well. So I want you to be encouraged that the only way is not going to be to get back to health is not going to be the government. It's just getting back to local food. And we are going to be interviewing some friends this week that you might be able to get some local food from. Won't be local, but might be shipped to your door. But also join a CSA and get your vegetables. I don't really buy many vegetables from the like long-term storage vegetables, and especially in the spring and summer, I'm trying to get any of my vegetables. I get a cabbage head a week from the Amish. I have a garage full of butternut squash from them. I'm trying to get, sometimes I do go to the grocery store. I love mushrooms. I don't grow mushrooms. I used to grow mushrooms. They don't grow mushrooms. So I will get some celery and carrots and onions and stuff, basic things, potatoes from the store. But often I'll get them from our Amish friends as well. And what I really like to do is I will go out to the Amish, and that I like to buy things in bulk. I like to get the apples in bulk. I like to get the potatoes in bulk and bring them back in. So if you're anywhere near a farmer that you can get bulk things from, I highly encourage you.
I do not mind giving you guys a couple of sneak peeks and previews and tidbits from our calendar. On our very first page of our calendar, before you even get to February, which is our first month, I have listed 3 websites for you. If you would like to write them down, you can do so now. Localharvest.org, realmilk.I think it's org or com, and farmmatch.com.
To help you get local.
It's either Farm Match or farmermatch.com. This is going to be in our calendar. These are places where you can get local foods, where you can join CSAs, where you can find your local farmers, find your local Amish, right? Everybody's got this idea that it's harder than it is. It's actually easier to do it this way. You just have to be brave enough to step out and do it.
Yeah. All right. So we're running low on time. So I'm going to pop through some of these are what I actually am living for right now to put for the shows together. Like these
and
are the
Ovi
things.
says, and Ovi's from Romania, by the way. So thank you for your comments. Says that, yes, bake it right away. Exactly. He says 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So this is Christians in Nigeria, December 19th, 2025. I guess they are praising God after Donald Trump took out some Islamic terrorists that were persecuting them. We haven't heard much about this. I'm sorry, I haven't really dove into what exactly happened there, if it really made a big difference. But I love these guys praising. I love their outfits.
So, weight loss program.
Yes.
Back to the dancing.
Yeah.
Back to Leah's Norwegian 4x4 that
Tomorrow.
she's inventing out of nothing. It's not good. It's just the Leah.
No, we're doing the Norwegian 4x4 as best as we can. We're following the 4x4.
I'm just saying dance.
But we are tomorrow. The Swedish 4x4 will be more dancing. More dancing. Okay. She found some abandoned puppies.
What?
While she was biking.
No.
Estaba rodando en una
I was
montaña
biking
con
through
mi
a
amigo
mountain.
Jaycee
And
y
my friend
de la
Jessie
nada salieron
saw
perritos.
some puppies out of nowhere. You can read it.
Eran 6 cachorros.
There were 6
y
puppies.
no vimos
And we didn't see any dog or mom or any other dog.
No puedo con esto.
I can't with this, she says.
Los dejábamos, iban a
If we left
morir
them, they were
porque
gonna
venía
die.
una tormentota ese día.
Because
Habían
a huge
charcos del
storm was
tamaño de
coming.
los perros,
There were puddles
entonces
too deep for
era
the
un
puppies.
espacio donde sí o
So
sí
the only
pues
option
teníamos
was
que
to carry them in our
levantarlos.
shirts. Yeah. Look how happy
Y se
they
fueron
are to
quietos
be in
todo el
their
camino
shirts.
y de verdad
They
eran
just
como
stayed still all
20 y
the
tantos
way
kilómetros.
20 kilometers back.
Yo tengo 4. Era
I have
Rita y
4
Roman,
now.
Roberto y
Rita,
Ramona.
Roman,
Arriba
Roberto, and another one.
Chavo. Mi amigo Jaycee se quedó a
My friend Jessie
Rogelio.
adopted
En
Rogelio.
este momento estoy
Rogelio.
construyendo la
Right
granja
now, I'm
mortal
building
y
a
todo está
something
pensado
farm, and it is specifically
para y
designed
por
for
ellos.
them.
Ellos sí me
They
inspiraron a
inspired me to
hacerlo.
do it.
To do dog rescue.
Stop that right now.
Oh, I love it.
You can't do that to me. I need a shirt full of puppies.
All right, Hungary shows what Europe should be without mass migration. I think this was the last day of their Christmas market.
Hello, my friends. I'm here in Budapest. It's the last day of the Christmas market, and I just wanted to show you around. Let's start with the best part, is that they actually still have a Christmas stall with baby Jesus, Mary, and of course Joseph. Unlike in Belgium, where they don't even show the face and it got demolished.
Oh, come on.
And I want to walk around with you to show you how peaceful it is here. There's no police cars, no policemen, no big barricades. It's very quiet, very calm. Everyone just having a good time, celebrating the spirit of the Lord. This is how it's supposed to be. Truly, I'm so sad that we have given up on this in Europe. And you know what? Hungary is proving that it's possible. Just be like Hungary. It's that simple.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
All right, so that's the last Christmas market of the season. Now, finally, some more good news from Hungary. As record cold and snow hit Central Europe, polar bears cubs from the I don't know how to say it, zoo are seeing real snow for the first time
in their lives.
This is what I was built for. I even know how to slide. I even know how to slide.
Clearly, they've been sliding all day because that's used. Oh my gosh!
I just need to try to get more snow in my body.
Aww.
Okay, so in Germany, following the eco-radical agenda has opposed. We can close him out. Has imposed restrictions on using salt. Close him out. We're gonna get to. Yeah, we don't need that Colombian president anymore. Okay, here we go. Play this here. So they're not allowed to use salt on the walkways. So the people have to hold on to the side so that they don't slip down the steps. Now, some brave people are going up the middle.
Okay, so I'm gonna
just let it play.
I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna mute it. I had a dream last night that I was gonna save for Healing for the Fractured Soul. I was going down, you and me and Matt, or maybe it was just me and Matt, I don't know. We were having to go down these stairs, and these people had purposefully covered the stairs with this like linen, but they were really, really tiny stairs just like that.
Okay.
And I was like, this is dumb. I was removing they weren't my stairs.
Wow.
I was removing the linen because I was like, people will slip
and fall and hurt themselves.
It was about that high of stairs that you had to, minus the middle platform there, that you had to go down. And I was like, I'm not putting this back. This is a danger and this is a hazard. The rest of that dream, this is why this is very interesting and important. The going down the stairs in my dream to the Healing for the Fractured Soul part of this was, I got to the bottom of the stairs and there was this curator, this woman that was standing outside of this bathroom, and it was in a basement of like a school, and it was literally a school. And she was like, this is, I don't know how she worded it, but she was like, this is the deepest, darkest, like scariest place in the whole school that like no one ever wants to go in this bathroom. And a former friend of ours was there, and and the lady was like, even he's too scared to go in. I don't know if it was Matt or somebody else that was with me was too scared to go in. And I was like, I will go in and face the fear of this because it's just a bathroom. Like you can't make me afraid. So I go into this bathroom, which was kind of like someone's basement. Like it was wet, it was damp, it was dark, and it was big. It was like a room that had like a toilet. It wasn't exactly a bathroom. It was like a room that had like a sink. This is really important. In my dream, we're taking a Michelle's commercial break here because I wasn't going to bring this up until I saw these stairs. Like I literally jumped those stairs last night. Okay. Headed to this basement. This like demonic 8-foot man. I'm trying to pee in this, and you always hate those dreams, right? Comes to me and is trying to scare me like he's this being that's like scaring everybody in the bathroom. But I have zero fear. And I pushed kind of like this, like this. And I pushed on his chest and I was like, you don't scare me. You have no power here. You are demonic. You get out. And like, I took authority in this bathroom. And when I woke up, and I didn't have time to write it down because I'm busy writing my book that I'm writing every day, 365. So I wrote that down and said, but I wanted to write this dream down because I was like, I knew immediately that the basement was it was the deepest, darkest parts of us that no one wants to go in. Like, this is what this girl was telling me in my dream. No one goes in there. No one uses this bathroom. And I could feel there was like an aura that wanted to come out of the bathroom. But and I was the only one that was willing to face it because I knew that nothing in there had power over me. Like, I knew that it wasn't real. No matter how deep, no matter how dark, it wasn't real. I'll reiterate that dream again on Tuesday, but I just wanted to correlate it with the stairs right now.
Well, Iceland needs a little bit of that because speaking of ice in Iceland, they have been taken over by they've had a really peaceful country up until the radical left took over. And I think they need some of that Holy Spirit to say, no, you don't belong here.
So Iceland is a country that has changed very rapidly in a very short period of time. So in a 10-year span, Iceland completely took a 180. It used to be a very local, comfy place, not many people, but now it's very crowded. The whole infrastructure is falling down, and Iceland is essentially a dead island. There's no future. There's no church, no community. Gosh. The whole fabric of Icelandic society has been overturned by leftist politics, if you want to go that route. So a lot of promotion of homosexuality, a lot of degeneracy. We celebrate gay pride more than we celebrate our own Independence Day. So it's sort of there's no hope and future for kids because Iceland is very it goes to extremes. The government, so to speak, is very much has its fingers in your kids and in your own personal opinions, in a way that's very drastic and very dangerous.
You cannot have a wrong opinion on things and you get publicly executed. You cannot go against anything except unless you're able to lose everything you have.
Wow. That's amazing to me. I was just thinking, so many of us like to think to ourselves, if you live in a country like that, where the government has control over your thought, over your kids. I know that in Germany, you can't homeschool. I don't know about in Iceland, but I would assume that you were not allowed to homeschool in Iceland. I don't know. And you think to yourself, well, just move. And that's almost impossible. You can't just move. You can't just leave your country. And should you even? You should stay and fight and pray. But my heart breaks for these people who have had their countries overrun with this, I would just call it demonic ideology. It doesn't even have to be leftist. It's just this demonic, he used that word degeneracy. I think that is, we should just pray for Iceland. I didn't know that it had fallen that much. And it makes sense. So we need a worldwide revival. And he said something very interesting there. He said, we've lost hope. And, faith is the substance of things that are hoped for. It's the evidence of the things that are not seen. And so if you don't have hope, then you don't have the evidence of things that are not seen. You don't have any faith. So pray for Iceland. All right, what's this? Okay, Leah probably wants to be here for this, but I'm going to do it anyway without her. Japan has a new station master cat. The Wakayama Electric Railway Kishigawa line is famous for its feline station masters. I've heard of this. A new cat, Rokutama, has been appointed trainee station master of 2 stations. Other cats received promotions. This is serious stuff. Guys. No. Oh my God.
ごたまちゃんがお休みの時、この6たまちゃんがですね、一生懸命駅を守っていきますので、一つよろしくお願いいたします。
Okay, that's adorable and so cute. I don't know if Leah brought up a video of that. Leah, you don't have a video of the station? There's one. There's a picture of the station masters and the cats. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, the next one.
Did you play the Japan thing?
Yeah, but I didn't see a video.
What
Is there a video next to it? Is this one? Yeah, this has got to be it, right?
Okay, so what is amazing about this, what I thought hilarious is Michelle, I'll do my commentary after this. Will you see?
Japanese train operators do something that looks pretty weird. They point at their instruments and say out loud what they see. Signal green, doors closed, speed normal. And this simple habit cuts mistakes by almost 85%. Why does it work? Because routine puts the brain to sleep. But pointing plus speaking snaps your attention back instantly. The method is called point and call. It's used on Japan's busiest railways, where even a tiny mistake could cost lives and millions of dollars. And here's the coolest part. It works in everyday life too. Before leaving home, say out loud, stove off, door locked, and point at them. At work, task done, everything checked. That's Kaizen, a small action that protects you from...
This isn't the cat thing.
No, I know.
Okay.
It had to do with the trains. Okay, so I do this. And
yeah,
I
she
didn't
does.
know that it was a thing. So
Kaizen.
So I need to know, like, because I go into a lot of homes with pet sitting. Like, I am paranoid about the doors being shut and locked because I've actually had one time a garage door pop open on me. I come back and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did the garage door come back up?
You ever had that where your door goes down and it's like it's closed? Or it's
So
open
sometimes
again?
I turn around and go back, and I will do that. And what I do is I kind of go like this. I say out loud, yes, this door is locked. Yes, this door. And I have clients with the Ring doorbell, and they're like, we've seen you 10 times. 10 times is the way I do it. I go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 10 times.
But it did not say you needed to do it the 10 times.
But that's what I do. Okay. That's what I do. And so it's just very similar to that.
Could we reduce it down to the point and call?
No, I have to do it until my brain says until my brain clicks.
I like
that's
point
the
and
whole
call.
point.
I do it too. The other day I made sure a garage door was closed and I said that garage door is closed. I said it out loud. That's
so the whole
closed.
point is that you're doing it and saying it until your brain clicks and says yes. So sometimes what happens is if I'm listening to a YouTube or if I am thinking about something else or even prayer, I have to stop. I have to pull myself out of that other mindset. And it takes me a minute sometimes. So and sometimes I'll go in and out like, okay, you can't really listen to anything else when you're trying to like leave a house or something. Like you have to be focused on that. So I will point at it or I'll shake it. And I'll be like, yes, this door is locked. And I'll say it out loud. The garage door is down. The garage door is down. And then so another thing that helps me is if somebody's with me, I'll say, will you say out loud with me, that door's locked?
Okay, so pause.
And so it helps me to say, okay, I said it to Michelle. We did this thing. We both said this door is locked. And it's just an extra barrier for me. And I was like, these guys in Japan do it. And they're like, yes, that number's right. Yes, the speed is right. Yes, this. And they're pointing, speed is right. The door is shut. The thing is this. And I was like, wow, cool.
I would like to do a point and call right now.
Okay, point of call.
To every Blessed to Teach person that has just helped raid this stream.
Oh,
Blessed to Teach has just raided the Resistance Chick stream, and I want to do a huge shout out, a point and call. So I get an email the other day from Rick at Blessed to Teach, and he's like, we need to start raiding each other's streams. Now, what do you do when you raid somebody's stream? This is a really cool thing. You go to their stream, you bring all your people with you, right? You go, they like, they subscribe. So I want everybody that is watching from Resistance Chicks right now to click on Blessed to Teach and go and follow and subscribe. We are actually streaming to the Blessed to Teach, the Faith and Freedom TV channel right now as we speak. And I told Rick, I said, I love this idea. I will definitely figure out how to do the stream raids, and we'll take some time. So there's going to be a time where we're going to raid their stream too. And I love this cross-pollination. I cannot recommend Blessed to Teach enough for you guys. Rick is one of, and his people are included, just like you Resistance Chicks people are included with us, one of the most down-to-earth and real people that we ever got to know in this whole thing that we've been doing since 2021. It's like, I'm going to say from the Health and Freedom Conference on, I would say I would put Rick up against anybody as far as realness and sincerity and a heart for the Lord. Out of anybody that I have met, any podcast that I could say that person is never going to lie to you. They are never going to cheat you. They are never going to lead you in a direction that goes against their convictions. Right. Like Rick is a real deal, and all of his people are the
real
same.
Deal.
way.
They're spirit-filled.
Yes.
They just love the Lord. I love them so much.
Neighborhood.social. Neighborhood.social. That's where you can go. That is the Blessed to Teach's, forgive me for using the comparison, but it is Facebook. Okay. It is amazing. I love it. And so I want you guys to go to neighborhood.social and then also go and click on Blessed to Teach and go and subscribe and follow right now. Your permission to go exit out of your screen right now to go and do that. But I want the Resistance Chicks people and the Blessed to Teach people, which a lot of us are already synonymous with each other. But we love Rick. When it comes to people that we've had in the past where obviously things went weird, y'all know about that. I can unequivocally say that will never happen with Rick.
So Rick's just a regular guy.
He's the dude
who loves
Jesus.
Jesus.
The man.
Okay, he's 100%. A good father. He's a good brother.
Yes,
he's a good husband.
Amen.
He's amazing.
Yeah, and we've been able to see him walk this stuff out and be consistent and be steadfast. And so he is working so hard to create the Faith and Freedom TV network so you guys can go and watch good, wholesome things. Remember how we were part of Brighteon? I think Rick was part of Brighteon too.
Yeah.
That fell through because Mike Adams headed in a different direction, and that's okay. But if you're looking for a Brighteon type network that you can watch that will run throughout the day and you can trust that programming is going to be wholesome, it is going to be good, and it's going to glorify the Lord, Faith in Freedom TV, that's got an N in it, Faith in Freedom TV. You guys, I can't recommend it enough. So I'm so glad that you guys rated our stream, and that's so much fun. So I'm so excited. I want to do a gigantic shout out to the Blessed to Teach people, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. Thank you. It's neighborhood.social. Rick put the link in today's stream. So thank you for that, Rick. You are amazing.
And so we upload the first hour of every show onto
and you know what they've done for us, and I haven't had time to upload the latest ones that have been sent to me because we've been working on the calendar, but they will make shorts for us.
It's so great.
Okay.
It's a lot of work.
Awesome. It's so much work. And Kirsten, huge shout out to Kirsten over there, who's doing a phenomenal job of uploading all the programs. So every day that we do a show, I take the first 57 minutes and I make it into a little thing, and then I toss it over to them, and then they put it up on their network, and it's amazing. So
we love you guys.
Huge shout out to Blessed to Teach. Thank you guys for rating our stream. That makes me so happy. You guys have made my whole day doing that. So it's super fun to see everybody here. For the 24/7 channel, it is faithandfreedom.live. Faith in, that's an N, faithandfreedom.live.
Love it.
And is there an app on Roku for the channel? Rick, help me out here, but I'm pretty sure yes.
Yeah, there is.
I'm pretty sure yes, there is, or they're working on it. It's something, it's either happened or happening. And Rick will tell us here in the chat. So please, guys, go and subscribe to Blessed to Teach.
All right. So if you're here from Blessed to Teach, Sunday is our world news program where we go around the world and see what God is doing. And then what I call commercial breaks is interesting things that are happening around the world. So we're going to go to this one person village, and I feel it feels a little bit creepy. But this is Jorge, is the only person living in this Portuguese village. In the early 1900s, the Talaznal had over 120 residents, a school, and olive presses. What? By the 1980s, because the village was too isolated, people moved away, leaving only 2 residents, and nowadays, just Jorge.
I'm the only resident. I'm the only one with the mailbox. How is it? He goes, it's fantastic. My name is Jorge. We're in Talaznal at a bar. The village was once, what did it say? Sorry, that's going really fast. Fully inhabited. At one point, over 200 people lived here. Oh my gosh, many families. Then in the 50s and 60s, people started to leave, and the village became completely abandoned. We have canfana, which is a typical dish of this region. My son was a scout, and he came with his scout group to camp here in the village. He's the one who told me about this village, and I visited, and I fell in love with the village. Wait a minute,
So he must have started a now it's like a tourist.
Do you like buy the village?
It's all mine. I am captain now.
No, I am captain now.
The whole village, I can go at every I can go in any home. I have all the space in all the world. I mean, how cool is that?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
All right, let's go see some snowy Shetland ponies.
Okay, I'm still stuck with
this
village.
They are insulated with a winter coat. The fact that they have a layer of snow on them that doesn't melt means that their body heat isn't getting out of order to melt it.
Oh my gosh. They're like happy out there. It's crazy.
The ranchers say they have full bellies to make sure They get extra food. They're happy little Shetland ponies. Now, she's going to explain the snow with the Shetland ponies.
Okay. Well, they're Shetland ponies, whatever.
Love her
Recent
sweater.
wild weather, I posted
Turn this
videos
up.
of Shetland ponies in blizzards and received so many comments like this. Poor ponies, or saying it's cruel for them to be out in this sort of conditions. And so I thought I'd make a few videos just to give a little bit more context on the Shetland pony breed, these incredible little horses, and how they are quite literally shaped by storms. So if there's anything you want to know about Shetland ponies, if there's anything you've wondered about them, please just pop something in the comments. I will see if I can address that in some of the future videos. So for anyone that's not familiar with Shetland, we're an archipelago about 100 miles north of the Scottish mainland.
Oh, wow.
Which puts us at 60 degrees north. And with that comes some pretty extreme weather.
Yes, ma'am.
Nowhere in the islands is more than 3 miles from the sea.
Oh, wow.
And so our winter gales are salt-laden and
Wow.
they just scour the landscape. It's the sort of environment that has shaped every element of life for those that live here and continues to do so today.
But y'all get internet.
Some of the things that are the most loved and recognisable parts of Shetland ponies, their tiny size, their fluffy coat, their mane that would put many 80s metal bands to shame. All of this developed because of being in this environment, living in this weather.
Beautiful mane.
They've been here since the Bronze Age. And
I want one.
I'm so
when
beautiful.
you see their coat, this is a double winter coat. It is wind and waterproof. And you can see here that the snow on it is just not melting because they're so well insulated.
That's awesome.
They're
so
intelligent,
cute.
they have weather sense, and they're usually living in big areas of hill. And so when they sense
look
what
like
weather's
little
coming,
dwarfs.
they find a good
They
place
are,
to
like
shelter,
Scottish dwarfs.
turn their bums to the wind, and they get
That's
on
right.
with it.
Take that, Wig. Take that.
I often describe the history of Shetland ponies as being one of love and survival against the odds.
I could watch that all day. That's so fun.
All right, in Poland, the farmers are still protesting and against the European Union. Ursula's European Union wants to end farming in Europe.
And Rick has rated us with all 4 of his channels, so you can go and subscribe to all of the Blessed to Teach channels there.
He has been censored like we have. So it was honestly probably Rick telling me, just make a new YouTube. I do.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though it's sad when all your subscribers are gone and your videos are gone. But the Polish farmers are standing up to the EU. Running around. Okay. Just want to throw that out there. All right. Now, speaking of Poland, this is a Polish zoo.
What? Hang on. You can back that. I'm going to. But what is the little thing?
It's like one of those little antelope things.
Guys, help us out here. It's on the tip of my tongue. And it's playing with a rhino. I'm assuming this is play, right? This is play.
Maraska and the Muntjak are one of the most famous duos on the internet. The Muntjak. Their story from the Warclaw Zoo has gone around the world.
Hang on, there's
so
more
this
of
is
this?
a friendship.
There's more of
Scroll
this?
down, just scroll down. Where does the bravado in the male Chinese muntjac come from? It's the call of nature. His partner is in heat. The testosterone is surging in this bachelor.
Is it like a little goat?
He has to let off steam and show who's in charge, even if his sparring partner weighs 1.7 tons. Who would have thought that such a warrior slumbers in this small body?
Oh my gosh.
So this is my friend. This is my
Okay.
friend.
I
You
don't
don't, no,
wanna
there's
see
no
any
more.
more.
There's
Okay.
no more. I just thought that was really cool.
That is really fun.
All right. So in Tehran, the Iranians are still protesting. This is from this week.
This is still so huge. This is not stopping, by the way, guys. We're going to be covering this for a long time. There are places in Tehran that, in Iran in general, I was reading an article by, who's the guy that told us that 30,000 Chinese are coming to Jesus every day from Chris Monahan's church. Shoot, he's in my feed. Anyway, so he did an article on this and I read it. It wasn't a very long article, but he was talking about how there are protesters that have taken over like complete cities.
Wow. Praise God. Well, God, we just lift up Iran. We pray for a revival. We pray that your spirit will overthrow this is Islamic terrorism, but actually the roots of Christianity that are from Iran and Iraq, where the Middle East was Christianized at one point, will be re-Christianized, that the Spirit of God would overtake these Muslims, that you would get rid of the Ayatollah, that a good uprising would come from amongst the people, that it would be peaceful, that no one would be injured or harmed, and that there would be an overthrow of this false, fake Islamic regime. Amen. And a Christian country would be born in Iran. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray for transformations. We pray for dreams. We pray for visions. We pray for a radical revival and an awakening to happen right now in Iran. For you to send more missionaries, for it to be safe to preach the gospel, for it to be safer to preach the gospel than to be a Muslim. Amen. Right now in Jesus' mighty name. In the name of Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name. All right, this is what we call good parenting, knowing that there's no true danger to the child, but teaching them to overcome.
Go on, be brave.
It's a toy,
Go on,
like
be
a
brave.
springy,
Go on,
it's like a
stand
balance
up.
toy.
Stand up. Go on, stand up. Be brave. You can do it. Come on, be brave. Be brave. That's it. It's good. Well done. Come on, be brave. Come on, be brave. Come on. Why? No, see, you can do it. Wow. Come on. Whoa, you can do it. See? Whoa. See, you can do it. See? Jump.
Look how excited he is. Oh, I did it.
Go do it again.
I'm doing it myself.
Well, there may be a little danger there.
I know. I thought it too. Like in the UK, that's kind of a dangerous toy there. I thought, but the dad would do his.
I think the dad was close enough that he could have caught him.
Yeah, and he also had his foot at the end, and I just felt like that was
so.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we played a video. I feel like of all the dads like catching the babies. Do you remember that? So we were at our cousin's house the other day and for a birthday party, and there was a baby there. I don't know how old Easton is. He's like a year, and he's walking around. And he went to fall. And my cousin Jeremy's huge guy, right? And not even his kid, right? Not even his kid. Just boom, just like reaches down. It was one of those moments, and I was like, how come we don't have a video recording? Like all these other people get it recorded, and he just like caught this baby, and I was like, that's what dads do. Dads catch babies before they get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And he caught it like it was a little football, like just throw, but Jerry's really good at sports. And so it makes sense. He just kind of reached out and caught it.
That's fun.
So that dad would have done that, I'm sure.
All right, this is kind of shocking news. The town of Tilburg in the Netherlands, this person says, close to where I grew up, a church service was rebranded as an event so that the police could arrest the churchgoers. The reason? The local mayor, Onno Hoes, didn't like the anti-LGBT sermon, a Christian sermon, that probably included Romans chapter 1, that was going to be held. The church service leader was then brutally arrested while giving an interview before the sermon. At the same time, of course, Islamic preachers are allowed to call for terror against unbelievers.
En wat vind je van de
There's no
protesten, zeg maar, die
subtitles.
zeggen van dat jij...
We're just going to watch him get arrested.
We zijn aan het interviewen.
I get so angry. It's not helpful to get this angry.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that. This is crazy that this is going on in the Netherlands, though.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes, I do, because they're supposedly, they're the ones that allow for prostitution legalize prostitution where you can dance naked in front of like a window, and then you can go get this prostitute and sleep with them, but you can't speak a message. So we're going to pray for the Netherlands. God, I lift up Norway and Holland right now, and Netherlands and Holland right now. I bind and gag Satan and these demonic LGBT promoting liberal fascists that are trying to shut down the gospel. The gospel must and will be preached. I ask you that you would fill the Netherlands, and I know good men and women in the Netherlands that do seek you, but I also know that there's kind of a fake gospel that sometimes gets preached that the earth is just gonna get better and better on its own. No, you have to stand up against tyranny with the power and love of God. This is a demonically led horde against this church, against this man. You have to bind and gag Satan. So we bind and gag this demonic government in the Netherlands and in Holland right now in Jesus' name. I pray, Father God, that Christianity will rise, that this preacher will preach loudly. I thank you, Father God, that you're raising up, you're disposing of this tyrant as a mayor right now in Jesus' mighty name. You're exposing him for the false leader that he is. I thank you, Father God, you're going to raise up good leaders from amongst the people who honor God, that it will be a message of family, a message of purity, a message of righteousness, and gone would be the idea that you can't preach the Bible in the Netherlands. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. Aren't they like Revelation red-pilled up there?
Some of them are, but I think that unfortunately you go too far with that Revelation red pill, like one of our friends, and you just think that the demons are all gone and the earth is just going to get better on its own. All right. Who knew that bison were happy-go-lucky kind of guys? Ready?
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
We're going to dance our way out. We're hopping our way out.
Turn this down. I don't want to get a copyright strike on it. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is one happy dude.
That's a happy bison. That's their happy
So,
run.
okay. So I say dude. That is clearly I'm watching now. It is a dude. But like, how do you tell the difference between a male bison and a female bison? Like a cow, unless, you know, that one was clearly a dude, but I'm just wondering.
I'm only going to play a little bit. Oh, no, we're going to play. I don't know if I had this one.
What
so
is
here,
this?
this is cool.
What is this? What is this?
So this is some logging being done in Norway, the old-fashioned way.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
This is
and
the
that
way.
kid was scared to get on the springs.
I know.
The kid was scared of the springs, and this dude's going down a river, floating, standing on a log with a stick for balance. Is that a joke? Are we joking?
Guy. He's the older guy too. Like you fall in. I mean, it's probably pretty cold too. It's Norway.
Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Now, how's it got to get back upstream?
You don't. The idea of logging is that you're taking the log somewhere.
What would you need to do with just taking one log?
So I'm only going to play a little bit of this because there are some swear words.
Oh, no.
So, but I thought this was a little bit funny, so I'm going to play just a little bit.
Okay, I'll see if I can read it.
Should you sell it? Well, you've got the alternative is they take it.
Wait.
No, not for that. Just I wanted to pause it because I thought that was funny.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that again. This is funny.
Should we sell Greenland?
Should you sell it? Well, you've got the alternative is they take it. So, I mean, no offense to your fine
but I've watched
military.
It.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't we a quick game? I'm just going to ask a question. Hands up, who has a military where they can't even afford blanks, they've just got to say bang? Yeah, it's you, isn't it?
So I won't play the rest of it because it was funny enough, but it was like, the alternative is they take it. So maybe you make some money off it. I thought that was funny. Okay.
But that's kind of what I said with the terrorism.
I know.
Is that your show?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can you go get Sean and Connie's box, or do you want me to go get it?
It's right there.
Okay.
But I did, Barry, I got your videos from this week about Christianity, and the home of Christianity is in the UK. Don't have time to play those videos today, but I thought this was funny. So I don't know if you can bring this up, Michelle. If I have an Instagram, if you can find it. But
yes,
he called it, what are the UK mountains like for deathy? Meaning, what are the most deathy places in the world? And I guess the UK has a pretty deathy mountain and a couple mountains.
You know that the UK has a mountain that's more deadly than Everest. I'm going to break down for you the 5 most deathy places in the UK. And if you want me to do your country's deathy mountains, let me know in the comments and I'll do others. So this one is the Coolin Ridge in Scotland on the Isle of Skye. Over 50 people have died here, and that is because it has narrow ridges, sheer drops, and people have to do constant scrambling on here. Skye's weather can turn like that. This is Crib Goch in Snowdonia in Wales. People think it's just a scramble and they do it in trainers, but actually because it's a ridge it can be really dangerous, and there have been dozens of people who have died on here, hundreds of rescues, and I've had a look and apparently there are just no official records on how many people have died here, but it's not a place to be underestimated at all. This is Scafell Pike, which is England's highest mountain, and a bit of a silent killer. The average amount of deaths is 2 a year, but there are absolutely loads of rescue calls, and it can fluctuate in terms of how many people die up here, can be way more. The beautiful Snowdon in Wales, obviously, averages about 4 to 8 deaths in a year, more than 200 rescue call-outs every year as well. I'm going to confess, I've done this one. It was 16 years ago. I can't remember what route I did, but I do remember not being very prepared at all. I had decent shoes and a lot of wet weather gear because it was pouring with rain. But I walked up, nearly died, got the train back down. And this is Ben Nevis in Scotland, the highest peak in the UK, and also the one you're most likely to die on. There have been over 100 recorded deaths, could be more. The descent is where people get most in trouble. There's an area called the Five Finger Gully, which people have been known to walk into in the fog because the weather's changed. It's basically a chute to the bottom. Yes. Very quick, very deathy. And the reason I think Ben Nevis is more deadly than Everest is because far more people try and climb it, far more amateurs try and climb it, and you're more likely to die there because you haven't got a clue what you're doing. And you might not agree with me that it's more deadly than Everest, but I don't care. What country's next? Did you know that the UK has...
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
No, this is all the more reason to not climb every mountain. That was really bad. That's from Sound of Music. I'm not going to climb every mountain. I don't need to climb any mountains. I don't even need to like climb a little hill. That's not in me. That's Leah. I don't need to do it. I'm fine right here. You know what I'm saying? As a complete aside, I find these people that do the TikToks and the Instagrams super annoying because I know as a creator, they don't need to press stop in between their sentences. They do it because they think that it makes their videos look better to have the stop, but you see that they are reaching to press the stop and the start button in the middle of their sentences, and they could just say a sentence without starting and stopping it. It's so ridiculous. What is with people feeling like they need the start stop? Like, I don't like to watch the videos where the person is constantly pressing start and stop just for the sake of making the video look more Instagram-y.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
It's gross. It's weird. It's annoying. It's like, just say a sentence. If I ever have to cut a video, it's because there's a space that I'm trying to get rid of. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
That's real.
I do know what you're saying.
And that's what it started out as. But then because people were doing that, then they decided that it's like the King's New Clothes of video editing, which is just stupid.
Yeah.
Stop
I want to
that.
just give you a little bit of history because Barry sent these. I think that they're great. And I want to honor his promotion of Christianity, but I can't seem to find them coming up in my watch history for you.
Are we in Resistance Chicks Church?
We are. We are. And so am I. So Resistance Chicks Church, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go to the history here and refresh. So they're not down here, right here? This isn't it?
Yeah, those two. Okay, so there's shorts.
Were coming up front.
Okay. So this is the Lindisfarne Gospels.
I'm Eleanor Jackson and I'm Curator of Illuminated Manuscripts at the British Library, and I'm going to be talking about the Lindisfarne Gospels today. The Lindisfarne Gospels is an incredibly important manuscript. It was written and decorated more than 1,300 years ago. The manuscript contains the 4 Gospels, which are the biblical accounts of the life of Christ. The original text is in Latin, and then there's also a translation which was added in the 10th century of the Gospels into Old English.
Oh, wow.
And this is the earliest surviving example of the Gospels in English. All the writing and all the decoration were done completely by hand
by
one individual who must have spent years and years of their life on it. And in fact, even the paints.
Could you imagine?
and the
Look at
inks
that
to
ink.
write it with would have had to have been made completely by hand.
Even
A
the inks
later
are made by
inscription
hand.
says that the scribe who made the manuscript was Eadfrith, Bishop of Lindisfarne. Lindisfarne, a small island on the northeast coast of England, was home to one of the most important monasteries in Britain in the early Middle Ages. There's not that much art from that period that survives, and what there is often looks every year of its age, whereas the Lindisfarne Gospels is in almost pristine condition. One of the reasons for that is because that for its entire history it has been treasured and looked after, because people have recognised that it's such an important, spectacular manuscript. The Lindisfarne Gospels was made during a period of cultural transformation. The ruling people of Northumbria were mostly descended from Germanic-speaking peoples who migrated from the North Sea coast of continental Europe in the 5th century. They initially practiced a pagan religion, but the 7th century saw the introduction of Christianity to Northumbria. Irish missionaries moved in from the northwest, while Roman missionaries came from the south. The mixing together of elements from these cultures is one of the striking features of the Lindisfarne Gospels. This page is a really good example of two of the influences coming together. It features an abstract depiction of a cross in a rectangular frame, and the inside is completely filled with patterns, which are drawn from different cultures and influences. So we have this tangle of birds that go round like a maze, and these are very similar to the types of birds that you get on metalwork from early medieval England, such as Sutton Hoo or the Staffordshire Hoard. But then you also have these kind of swirling spiral and trumpet designs, and these are drawn from Irish influences. You get similar ones in Irish manuscripts and also on Irish metalwork. It might seem in today's world that multiculturalism is a new thing, but the
Okay, I know you don't need to give me any liberal slop there.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So this is actually the Holy Island. They're calling it the Holy Island of Lindisfarne, the Holy Island. Do you think this is copyrighted?
I have no idea.
I'm visiting a small island just off the coast of northeast England. It's connected to the mainland by a tidal causeway. But why, for this island, am I playing a traditional Irish hymn sung in Norwegian? Well, the answer is there is a strong connection between the three in the history of Lindisfarne.
So this is sung in Norwegian, but there's a strong connection between Ireland, the UK, and actually Norway.
Holy Island. One small corner of the small island.
I don't know when this video was done, but it's beautiful. It's very quaint, very British feeling.
Perhaps the island reminded him of Iona. St. Aidan set up the first known school in the area, where children were taught reading, writing, and Latin.
St. Aidan.
Of course, Bible knowledge. And the monastery soon became the base for spreading the gospel throughout England.
Oh, wow.
And it soon became known as a centre of Christian art and Christian knowledge.
That's really cool.
That's kind of creepy.
It is super creepy.
This farm was a centre of scholarship, and during the early 8th century, in the monastery's scriptorium, a single monk carefully wrote out the 4 Gospels of the New Testament. These still exist, and a facsimile is displayed on the island. The original copy is on display in the British Library in London, with its beautiful artwork throughout.
That's why she was able to touch
it is one of the world's most celebrated illuminated books. It is a treasure in Christian history. Life changed forever in the monastery and on the island in 793 with the arrival of the first Viking raiders from Norway. As a result of the raids, the monks took the coffin containing St. Cuthbert, and after a long journey of 7 years, the monks buried St. Cuthbert at the site of the present Durham Cathedral, where his grave still remains. In 1993, during the 1200th anniversary of the first Viking raids, a delegation came from the Norwegian church. They brought with them a letter of reconciliation for the past events.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
they gifted the head of King Olaf who was instrumental in bringing Christianity to Norway. And the King's Head and a copy of the Letter of Reconciliation are displayed in the church.
That's awesome. Didn't mean it.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
So this is the center, and this is, I think Barry sent this because it's so
Without
beautiful that
seeing Lindisfarne Castle, it dominates the view from many different directions. In fact, it looks so photogenic to me, I just had to keep on taking photo after photo after photo, especially around the harbour edge with its colourful old boats. The castle sits on a crag of volcanic rock.
So the essence and the birthplace really of Christendom for the UK is from
Lindisfarne.
And there was a obvious Norwegian influence there. Little tidbit on us, our great grandfather was a minister he was Norwegian. So you guys know we're Swedish. Our grandfather on our father's side was from Sweden. He married our grandmother, whose father came to America from Norway, and he married a Swedish woman, and they both came over to America from that. So our great grandfather was a Lutheran minister from Norway.
We're very Norwegian looking.
Norwegian, Swedishy.
Yep. All right. So, Barry, thank you for that. I love seeing the history of, the gospel has spread for 2,000 years. And I think that we miss, even in Iceland, where we were talking about, Leah had us play that clip of how things have gone south in Iceland. And when you actually watch, I've seen these maps where
south in Iceland.
It's funny. Where the gospel will spread and then it kind of retreats, and like where it goes from the first century till, now, it's okay. And Leah's got a song that says, don't keep looking at washed up riverbeds, wondering where the water went.
Yeah. Just because the water isn't here
doesn't mean it's not anywhere. The water's flowing somewhere down the road. Meaning the water the water is the gospel. Mm-hmm. It doesn't just go anywhere. It's somewhere. And so I just love to see where it originated, I guess, is, a river head.
Shauna, Condi, you guys still here? I hope so.
Bill, I know they didn't fall asleep at least. I don't have a knife with me.
Gotta use a pen?
I don't know. That pen doesn't even open, dude. Is that your Norwegian, Swedish Viking coming out of you?
Yeah, I'll put the hat on.
The violence?
Yep. That kind of tape that has like the strings in it. So it's got another Amazon bag. Michelle?
Earlier, I missed this comment from Britt Livingston. Says, my husband and I have been on keto carnivore for about 3 years. I started ordering Italian organic flour and enjoy sourdough toast every morning now. Completely different from regular organic flour. That is awesome. Thank you for that, Britt Livingston, over on Instagram. My mother left us the Baldar Family Norwegian Bible, says Ballistic Mystic.
Oh, wow.
Sharon says, I use monk fruit sweetener instead of cane sugar, and I love the Amish chow chow.
Oh, yes. I have some Amish sauerkraut just because I like theirs better.
Samuel says, it's important for women to understand dads will never parent like a woman does. Let him be dad, ladies. The kids need toughness. I'm with you. We were applauding it.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah. What is this now?
I don't know. But I'll let you open it.
It's the biggest bag ever. Hang on. You hold the box. I'll pull the bag off.
Okay. It's like getting your leg out of some pantyhose. Come on.
First of all, no one wears pantyhose anymore. Okay. We need another knife.
We're going to be using the pen again. What's wrong with you?
Again?
Yep.
Oh, boy. There's a card. I don't know if I'll wait on the card.
Yeah, because then it tells you. So remember they sent the weights, which we're going to use tomorrow for our Norwegian Swedish 4x4s.
I normally have a knife with me, but I don't have it right now. Okay, here we go. Oh, geez. I could have just gotten up and gotten some scissors. We should keep a pair that's like always here. Just for this. I actually had a knife that was sitting here all the time and somebody stole it.
Oh my gosh.
What? No. So we were talking about Charlie Brown's Christmas. And is it Linus that gives the thing from Luke? Is that it? And Leah loves the Charlie Brown Christmas. I don't know. Shauna kept saying you don't have to open this on air. I don't understand why we would not have opened this on air.
Cute. How did you even find this?
This didn't even print out right. I know something you two like the peanuts. I thought you, I think it says would like these, had to send something to hopefully get back in Michelle's good graces. LOL. Yeah, I know. And so I texted, you told me that yesterday. I said my plan is working then.
I thought at first that this was one of those snow cone makers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Please don't send one of those. Don't send one of those.
We don't need it.
No. But this is great. So these are stackable Snoopy peanut bowls. Oh my gosh. It says Snoopy's Garden Patch.
Wait, with little lids?
So you can store them in like the fridge or something? Or is it like a plate that goes with it?
So look what it says.
It's like a plate in a bowl.
Planting seeds.
On the side, it says planting seeds. Oh my gosh.
This is going to motivate you.
This is the cutest.
Because when you get to the bottom, we are watering.
Look at inside of the bowl. He's raking.
We are watering happiness. Look at this.
Stop it. That
watering
is the
happiness.
Wait, and look at the inside.
Look.
Oh my gosh. This is
so
adorable. Shauna, oh my gosh. This is so cute.
Oh. This got Snoopy and his friend.
But they're gardening. Like, I don't even know where you found this.
Watching beauty grow.
It says watching beauty grow. And then on the inside, they're just looking at the sky.
This is definitely a garden motivator. And very well packaged. Love begins to bloom. Look at that. And at the end of your bowl. Oh, I love the green one. Harvesting sunshine.
So it's actually a stack with a lid.
Yes.
Is what it is. Oh my gosh. That is the cutest. So we're gonna do this carefully. Okay. Are you ready? No.
Okay.
The way that it's supposed to be, like stored in your kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
Can you lift it up?
Yeah.
Carefully.
No,
I don't trust you.
Snoopy's Garden Patch.
I don't trust you. It's so cute.
I have no idea where this came from or how it even became an idea.
But you could keep it like on your countertop.
Sure.
Right?
It's a decoration.
Right. That's adorable.
It's so cute.
Shauna, that's literally the cutest. Oh my gosh.
Everybody's going to get a Snoopy bowl.
Those look like good bowls. Like this is not going to be something we'll just look at. Like we'll literally like use them.
We don't really have a lot of stuff that you just look at around here.
No. Everything has a purpose.
Everything has a purpose. So thank you guys. This is so adorable.
Yes, that is awesome. Thank you.
I love the colors, the bright colors.
I do too. I know, but the fact that it's garden themed, and I'll be honest, like it reminds me of everything I've been doing to work on this calendar.
It does.
All the little added,
yes,
the watering can and stuff like that. So that is amazing. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Shauna and Condi. And you didn't need to do anything to get back in my good graces because I am genuinely happy about the weights. I still haven't uploaded that video yet. I still have to upload and share it. I will try to do that today. I've got to do bookkeeping this afternoon. Christmas decorations didn't even happen yesterday. The power came back on and I just knocked out the rest of that calendar.
I'm taking you to the table so I don't break
Are you
them.
connected? No. Okay.
No.
So maybe untowerify it. Because you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is such a dangerous thing. All right. So anyway, the calendar is done. We go to the printers tomorrow to figure out what it's going to be like. Just honestly say a prayer for me because I want to make sure that it's good, that it works. For some reason, when we printed off January's paper, it didn't, some of the color was weird. It's not when I'm editing it, but I just want to pray that it all works out, that there's no issues. So just pray, say a prayer. That all of the holes will be able to be punched in the right places and the paper will be the right paper and like all the things. I know that it's probably, I'm overthinking it, but I'm, it's like a little baby. But I'm super excited. So as soon as we get the price for how much it's going to be per calendar, I will be adding it to our website, shop.resistancechicks.com for orders. And then I will start, like, as soon as your orders start coming in, I'm going to start getting things ready. Like, I'll write your notes and like the whole 9 yards. So that as soon as the calendars are done and they come back to me, I can start getting them shipped. So I'm very, very excited about that. So look for the calendars on Tuesday-ish on the website, and you can go ahead and pre-order them. Like I said, we went ahead and moved January of 2026 to just January of 2027. So it will be a 12-month calendar instead of a 13. I know that Stephen was like, it's going to be the first calendar that has my birthday in it twice. And I'm so sorry that it's not, but it works out better this way, I think, in the long run. And then we have another calendar in the works that I'm really excited about that we're going to do for pet care. That's going to be our doggy calendar, because we do a pet care business. So we're going to have pictures of the dogs that we take care of. And there's going to be a lot of like little isms that go with it. That will be a 2027 calendar that will probably start up. It'll probably be a 16-month calendar is my guess. Probably going to make that a 16-month calendar and let those kind of overlap so we can start selling them this year. But I'm really excited. So thank you guys so much for your encouragement and your support on the calendar and your patience in waiting for it. Christine Vales, that writes the His Appointed Times booklet calendars, she actually does hers. She does a December of 1 year through January of the not that next year, but you know what I mean? Like it's a 14-month calendar that she does, and hers don't come out until February either. And that made me feel better that, okay, I'm not the only one. So I'm super, super excited about the calendar. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of it. And I hope that you love it as much as I do. And I already have ideas for 2027. We're going to get that ball rolling too, so that we can start, hopefully, Lord willing, as the Lord leads, selling that by summer. So that we can get the ball rolling on that too. So we're not going to be doing this last minute stuff like we did last time, now that it's going. So super excited. Be on the lookout. Shop.resistancechicks.com for the Homesteader's Almanac God's Little Acre calendar, which is just the funnest thing that I think I've done in a long time. I enjoy it. It's a passion. Leah did a phenomenal job of getting a lot of this stuff together. I've done a lot of it too, which is really interesting. For me, I'm not usually the researcher, but I've done a lot of research for this calendar. So it's been a dual labor of love. So Nana says her calendars follow the Hebrew calendar. Awesome information on hers too. No, her calendars are amazing. Amazing. And then, like I said, I am in the process of writing a 365 kind of devotional type words of encouragement book. I've been doing that for the last 11 days. I'm a day ahead now. I'm hoping to start doing that so I can get even more ahead, and we can get that out before the end of the year too. So just say a prayer on that. And then Leah, I shouldn't be telling you this, Leah has been starting on hers too. The Healing for the Fractured Soul. So as the Lord leads, we don't like to make, under promise, over deliver is our motto around here. So I don't want to make any promises, but your prayers in these directions would be very much appreciated. All right, we will see you guys next time, which next time will be Tuesday for Healing for the Fractured Soul, right here from resistancechicks.com. Remember, it's not just a conspiracy theory. If it's actually the truth, looks like Leah's going to be making some bone broth today out of chicken feet from the Resistance Chicks homestead. That will probably be a recipe that we will include in maybe a 2027 calendar. There's a lot more coming, a lot more information, because this was last minute. Don't get me wrong. It's a phenomenal calendar. There's a lot as I was making it, and it was already kind of the information was done. I was like, dude, we can do even more. So we're going to also be processing cherries. These are from our cherry bush tree that need to be, and these are delicious, by the way. These are so, so yummy, that are going to be canned into a jam. It looks like Leah's got projects for herself for the rest of the day while Michelle's doing bookkeeping, because she is getting out. And this is actually in the calendar telling you that if you have frozen some of your stuff, the time to be canning and processing it is in your later months, right? Once harvest has gone through. So what do we have here? We've got even more berries. These are those black raspberries. Black raspberries right here. These are delicious and native to kind of the Midwest. I grew up with these. Black raspberries are delicious. They're a completely different texture than a regular raspberry. They have a blackberry texture without that center mass in it. And then we have some red raspberries. So looks like Leah's going to be canning for the day. She's getting herself out some projects. All right, we love you. God loves you. God bless. Thank you to Blessed to Teach for raiding the stream. We will try to do a raid over to Blessed to Teach channel at some point, once I can figure out how to do that and how to get the schedules aligned, because you have to be doing it during a live show and you have to organize all your people to be able to do it. But I would love for you guys to help me participate in that, because Rick has asked us, those of us that are on Faith and Freedom TV now, to do that. And I definitely want to be able to participate. So, all right, we love you. God loves you. God bless. Remember, it's not just a conspiracy theory if it's actually the truth. And we will see you next time right here from ResistanceChicks.com.